I found something very, very interesting. Now, remember, in the previous videos, we figured out that the people that are involved or that were around Nolan Wells, they're very, very connected. So much so that they're connected to like politicians and shit. Now, this goes deep because this lets me know that there are people that's out there that's really trying to cover things up. And as we've seen, like Christine Wansley on this talk show, she said when she informed the police officers of what was going on with her son, that the police officer, he just waved it off and was careless. And she said, "Where's the urgency?" But what we about to go over now is a clip and an audio of police officers going to the alleged judge house, y'all. But before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all hype this video. Make sure you like to get this out there in the algorithm. And please hit the subscribe button. It's only a button. I've seen some people say, yeah, I've been rocking with you for 2 years. And, you know, I just decided to hit the subscribe button last week. We can't get nowhere as a people doing shit like that, y'all. So for those that are just sitting there and you still haven't hit the subscribe button, we waiting on you. We need all hands on deck. We got to prove to God that we can move as a unit. Let's get into it, y'all.
Negative. We're en route to the judge's house now. You said y'all are en route to the judge's house or from the judge's house? En route to the judge's house. Destined for. I keyed up on you. Appreciate it. 10-4.
32, finish up with whatever you got and get down here.
Currently dealing with a potential missing person.
Do you have all the information from the 1050?
10-4.
1024, 10-8. Give me a J2.
10-4.
Two guys in front of guy on the sand are fighting out in the water. Now watch his feet go up.
I want y'all to pay close attention, because when I say all we have is us to rely on, I'm gonna need everybody to get with it. My people, hear my voice, please. All we have is us. Watch this.
Hey y'all, hey, there has been some update on Christine Wansley's legal team. And the legal team now consists of Ahmad R. Smith, a African-American attorney with A.R. Smith Law PLLC, who joined her case on August the 11th. Which this is very interesting because once he entered into the case, it led to the withdrawal of 3 of the other YT attorneys, Gary Bufkin, Luke Whitaker, and Joe J. Averett from Carol Bufkin PLLC, who.
So they said, oh, he coming on? We don't want to be a part of it no more.
The motion to withdraw for representation of Christine Wansley on August the 12th of 2026. The legal team is currently still working on obtaining records for social media, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It does not change the case at all. Anything that they have found while they were working for this case is still, it's not going to cause any prejudice or undue delays. But they did not explain why they withdrew. But that's questionable. I don't know.
Why you think they withdraw? Why? All snakes can't be trusted. And I'm not going to try to figure out which snake is venomous or not. Now, what scares me is that being as though that they've been on a case and they know certain things that the other side don't know, are they taking that information and revealing it anywhere? These are my questions. Were they threatened by anybody? Well, all of a sudden, the black guy come through. Y'all want to leave now. All we have is us, y'all. We need all hands on deck, y'all, because these evil people, no matter what position that they're in, they're going to show their true colors for the world to see. And what that's going to do is ignite a wake up in our people. That's what we want.
We begged him to get on the boat. He wouldn't get on the boat. It's things like this. You are locking yourself down to specific facts. And what law enforcement does from that point is they either verify or disprove those specific facts. And once you start poking holes in somebody's story, what that leads to is statements of, oh, well, that's not what I meant. What I meant was this. You make another statement, they poke holes in that, and so on and so on. Classic law enforcement behavior, but this Warren Hudson guy is doing it for them. The cops just have to sit back and watch. Now, it's possible this guy had absolutely nothing to do with it, but if he did, if he is remotely involved, if he has information, he is committing just a classic blunder. He needs to keep his mouth shut. Don't talk to the cops. Don't go on a podcast and talk about it. It just boggles the mind sometimes what people do, things that they're not supposed to do. Anyhow, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Tell me in the comments. I appreciate everybody watching. This is Keith the Lawyer.
There you go. Keith the Lawyer. I ain't got no problem with that. But some of y'all do, so let's talk about it. Some of y'all really want this case to just go away. Ain't gonna happen. Yeah, man. Let's focus on Nolan's final hours. Who was present? What Nolan allegedly said and how he was supposed to get home. I mean, it ain't like you left him somewhere where there's a bus route or even where he could walk home, you know? He would have had to either swim back to shore or catch a ride on a boat or a helicopter or something. Hey, listen, fam, you ain't got to listen to me. Listen to Warren. Listen to both versions. In fact, listen to all versions of the stories that he tells. Warren can't keep his mouth shut. Loose lips, saying ships, man, you ain't heard? Did the Tatum interview backfire? We get to that on another one because I got something for that. I got something for that. The times, the locations, specific claims can potentially be compared with electronic and physical evidence. That's something they probably didn't think all the way through. Warren versus the evidence. So let's forget about the internet rumors for a moment. Let's compare Warren's claims against the GPS phone data, the videos, photos, and other witnesses. That's all that really needs to be done. Because Warren ain't got to convince me. His story has to survive the evidence. You dig?
Man, shout out to the OG Willie D for putting in that work, man. Y'all remember one of the boys said Nolan was always trying to get on the boat with us. He always wanted to ride with us. Why in the hell would he choose to be on some damn island if the homies is ready to get up out of there? I think what we heard in that CETO call, they not gonna gaslight us. That was what it was. That's what it was. And you know what? The world heard it.
So what we're about to see next is they're gonna turn on each other. They're gonna point the finger, and now they're gonna be a battle between one family against the other family. Oh yeah, it's gonna get deep. It's because the evidence is so overwhelming that they're not trying to look like murderers. Nah. They're privileged, you know what I mean? They think they're privileged, but they don't want to be murderers. And they thought they can get away with it. So now, watch how they're going to battle with one another, family against families, attorney against attorney. Watch this. Privilege against privilege is coming. It's going to all come. Watch.
I don't think the loyalty is going to run that deep, being as though that they are young men. They don't have enough skin in the game to be loyal to one another like that. So if one of them is keeping the other's secret, he's not going to be able to go the distance to keep that secret. With everything going on the internet, and you have to be seen outside. I know you want to go to the movie theater. I know you want to go out with your girl, but you holding in this secret, and now you got to walk around with shit on your face, all because of this guy. You know something, but you're not saying nothing. I don't think they are that tough to hold that in, and I think somebody gonna crack, y'all.
I've chimed in on the Nolan Wells of it all yet because I'm still synthesizing the information. But I just watched a video. It is midnight. I just finished a workout and something clicked. I watched a video that made something else click that I watched earlier today, and that's this. The kid calls for a tow. The woman, Vicky, calls the captain to do the tow. And she says, this kid's grandfather, this Jerry Ackerman, is a member. Before she says the guy's name, the captain says, Jerry? I just got off the phone with him. I literally just got off the phone with him. And he said that they don't need a tow, that they're fine. So, hold on. The grandson is calling for the tow simultaneous to the grandfather calling the captain of the towboat saying they don't need a tow before the captain gets a call from Vicky. When did the kid call the grandfather? While the boat is sinking, he called grandfather for what could grandfather possibly do for you? He called the grandfather for what the fuck do we do? This kid's dead. Grandfather said, you got to make a trail, that you tried to get help. There was an accident. Something happened. The boat's going under. Okay, it's a boat. Call. So there is a recording of you trying to get help for something, and we'll figure it out later. I think that their story has evolved.
That's why he was on the phone call like, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody told me to call you. That's all I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
But that was what the grandfather thought of then, to create a timestamp in history of what was happening, what they were doing, where they were, and that there was a completely different emergency happening, nothing to do with Nolan, okay? And the grandfather did not want to get billed for this tow, and obviously didn't want the captain to go and happen upon whatever the fuck's going on. So he preempts the emergency call to the captain and says, hey, you might get a call, but they don't need it. I walked them through it. It's fine. It was an alibi advised by the grandfather. You remember the Murdoch documentary series. You remember that, right? You remember when his son killed a girl in a boating accident, right? And how they completely jumped into action immediately without skipping a fucking beat to do a cover-up. They all get back. They all wipe all of, in unison, all wipe their social media. Why would you have to do that? Well, why the fuck would you have to do that? If you left him on the island, why are you deleting all of your social media? Another thing.
Hold on, before I forget my thought. Most of us have watched Forensic Files. Most of us have watched these crime documentaries and all of that. The majority of the people that be on those documentaries and shit, who are they? Exactly. That brings me to my next thought. Certain people specialize in crimes and how to get away with it and shit. And what happens is they accumulate that knowledge. There's certain rumors that's passed down to their grandchildren. Yeah, I heard great granddad. Perfect example. Do y'all remember the Zodiac killer? So a couple years back, the Zodiac killer's grandson came out and said, that's my granddad. They said, prove it. And he proved it. I'm showing y'all that this is a part of people's lineage. This is what they do. This is why they're so quick with it. And you got people on the internet like this. How they think of that so fast? No, you can't think of that fast because that ain't how your people got down. But there are people who specialize in crimes and shit and how to get away with it. That's why they so quick with it, y'all.
Another thing.
I couldn't imagine that they want to get underage drinking on camera. So what they had articulated to me that it wasn't abnormal for people not to snap and not to do a lot of pictures and things like that because they were focused on.
But you told me they showed you pictures and videos.
Yeah,
so
but
they
it's
did
not
take
uploaded.
Pictures and videos.
No. It's not a lot of pictures and they weren't uploaded.
Shut the fuck up, Brandon, because he is spinning his wheels here, trying to convince Nancy that the boys were telling the truth. They let me see their videos on their phones. And that, of course, they wouldn't want to film themselves drinking. They all film themselves drinking. No, but they wouldn't upload it onto Snap. Here's why he just fucked up. The mother, one of the first days after this all happened, the mother said, we wanted his phone because he had snapped and we wanted to see the snaps that he had snapped. And the snaps were deleted. So she had seen his snaps. The whole point of Snapchat is that you are able to post things that maybe you don't want a record of, but at least everyone knew you were having fun. The stuff deletes. You know if someone screenshots it. So he had absolutely snapped. They wanted to go into his phone, into his account, because you can see your historic snaps, and those were gone. And today, Crump, the family via Crump, subpoenaed Snapchat and Meta. Why would they do that if they didn't absolutely see his snaps that those kids deleted? And this Brandon Tatum is helping them cover it up. Ew, Brandon Tatum. Anyway, those are my thoughts right now.
Sometimes when I'm speaking from old memories, I may not have the facts and everything lined up exact because I'm getting it off the fly. But I know y'all was looking at me like, what is he talking about? Check this out, y'all.
My grandpa is the motherfucking Zodiac killer, and this is not clickbait. So please, I need the power of the internet to share this, bookmark it, and blow my comment section up. I want to start off by saying this is not just based off physical appearance. I typed in my grandpa's name on Google the other day, and to my surprise, internet sleuths have been throwing my grandpa's name around for years, connecting him as the Zodiac motherfucking killer. As you can see here in all these pictures on the screen somewhere, that it looks exactly like my grandpa. Let's talk about it. My grandpa was a Vallejo police officer. Yes, the same area where the Zodiac killer's fucking killings took place. Let's move forward. Let's talk about the Darlene Sharon murder. Let me tell you, this is not in any order, but the more evidence I give you, you are going to be convinced that my grandpa is in fact the Zodiac killer. Darlene Farron and her boyfriend Mike are.
He said he's a police officer. The 3Ks, they not walking around with the hoodies anymore. They are the judges. They are the lawyers. They are the police officers. Keep that in mind.
Forgot the fucking guy's name. We're driving around Vallejo one night, a night that my grandfather happened to be on duty, driving an unmarked police car and wearing plain clothes. Mike, who ended up surviving the shooting, said that they were being followed around by this car all night in Vallejo before they pulled into Blue Rock Springs. They said when they parked, the car pulled in, a man hopped out of the car, and Darlene, the girl who passed away, said, "Oh my God, that's Richard. He's gonna kill us both." Apparently, she was dating a police officer in Vallejo behind her husband's back. She was apparently a thotty. Rest in peace, Darlene Ferrin. So this guy in her passenger seat is one of her many boyfriends. And it was well known by her friend group that she was dating a Vallejo cop, although she never told them the name. She had a painting party at her house a few weeks before her murder. And it was said that my grandfather, Richard Hoffman, showed up uninvited, and she told her circle of friends that she is scared to death of him, and he was not invited there. My grandpa denies these claims. He says he never laid eyes on her, but then later goes on to say, I know that she worked at a restaurant locally here in Vallejo. How the f have you never laid eyes on her, Grandpa? You tell me about that. Let's move forward. As Mike said, right before they got shot, she said, that's Richard. He's going to kill us both. My grandpa's name is fucking Richard Hoffman. Now let's talk about something else that I thought was really weird. In a letter that the Zodiac wrote, and my grandpa's police reports, and also this poem that I'm going to talk about later, my grandpa spells the word until wrong. He spells it wrong. He puts 2 L's at the end. Where in multiple letters of the Zodiac wrote, he also spells until with 2 L's at the mother end. Well, let's talk about the Sherry Bates murder that took place a couple years before the Darlene Ferrin murder. She was in a library doing her homework. She had just moved from Nebraska. Nebraska, why do I mention that? Because my grandpa lived in Nebraska. My mother, biological mother, was born in Nebraska. My grandpa was also in the Navy. Sherry Bates' brother was also in the Navy. This is weird, right? It's all coming together. Well, this murder took place. She was at the library studying one night. She leaves and gets shot up. Where they found a poem handwritten underneath a motherfucking desk. And forensic analysis and handwriting analysis say that it's the exact writings of the Zodiac. And they say that this is possibly the first killing that the Zodiac ever did. Well, this letter was initialed RH at the very bottom. RH, Richard Hoffman. Forensic analysis experts said that letter was written by the Zodiac. So why is no one connecting this to my...
Y'all need to see what these people look like. Y'all need to see what these people look like. So y'all can't trust every smile. Understand the lineages that these people come from. They're your regular average looking people with family secrets that you would never think of, that's hidden in the basements and in the attics. History.
It said that letter was written by the Zodiac. So why is no one connecting this to my motherfucking grandpa? Somebody tell me why. It is said that my grandpa and Darlene, the one who got shot in Blue Rock Springs, had a romantic sexual relationship behind everybody's back, behind my grandma's back. Let's talk about his character. My grandpa's character, he was known in my family to be abusive, controlling, manipulating, and also unfaithful to my grandmother. Now we're gonna sit here and pretend that my grandpa didn't do this shit. They also say that the crime scene was tampered with. Why did Darlene's family get a call that she was shot before the cops even knew about it? And that call was placed by a payphone outside of Vallejo Police Department. Someone tell me that. And my grandpa was first on scene to that shooting. And later it was revealed that scene was tampered with. My grandpa showed up on scene within 5 minutes of the shooting being reported. He sent away the officers that responded with him. Who sends away responding officers on a possible double murder? And the crime scene was tampered with. It was later revealed. So you're still going to tell me my grandpa is not the Zodiac? What are we going to do about it? I don't fucking know. My grandpa's on vacation in a grave somewhere. But I'm convinced.
Do y'all know how many men y'all see at the coffee tables? At your local restaurants, they just chilling. Y'all look at this. How many men y'all seen like this, just chilling? And you got your kids with you. They like, hey, little tiger. And they just speaking to your kids. I'm telling you, don't be letting these people rub on your kids' braids and shit. Oh, I like your afro. Get your goddamn hands on my damn child. I'm telling you, y'all, they did a lot of stuff back in their day. These are secrets that they have. But I just wanted to elaborate on that point of why would somebody hurry up and call their grandfather? And why would their grandfather be able to think so quickly? That's the history, y'all. And it's all over us. Understand what America was built off of. But that's the end of the video. I went way over time. This is supposed to be a quick joint. But I hope y'all still listen. If you're still here 20-something minutes later, let me know in the comments section you're still rocking with me. Make sure y'all hype this video and make sure you subscribing to get this information out in the algorithm to prompt other people to tell their family secrets. This is why we all hands on deck. The truth must get out. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.
Nolan and Wyatt's dad had a secret friendship that we weren't even in.
Yeah, they were like best friends.
We would go over to Wyatt's house, and Nolan, we would all be in the backyard, whatever, doing something, and Nolan would be inside on the.
According to inside information, the district attorney of Mississippi is not investigating a drowning, and she is investigating a crime. I am going to do something today that I rarely do on this channel. I am going to give you access to inside information that has not been made public yet. But before I do, please do not misconstrue anything in this video, because my daily listeners know I do not trust the district attorney of Mississippi, nor do I trust any government officials in Mississippi. And clearly, neither does Benjamin Crump or Nolan Xavier Wells' family. There could possibly be a major development in the Nolan Xavier Wells case.
Hello, you guys. I got 89 of y'all in here. Let's get it. We're gonna be talking back. We back on the Nolan case. Yesterday I got stuck in the drama with, Kashawn them. I might later on be back with the drama because I ain't seen Blue hit the street yet. And I ain't gonna lie. Even my daughter who don't watch that shit, she was like, Mama, I was up to 4 o'clock. I said, I know. Like it's a soap opera without a show. I'm sorry, y'all, but we back on Nolan. We got Carmelo Anthony is coming up on the 19 and 20, so stay tuned for that. Let's see what my boy Trent has to say, because he's always on point. He's always debating. He's always speaking for the people. Like I say, that I'm always watching these videos when y'all watch it to get our genuine reaction. I want the same reaction. Y'all, please like the live. Please share the live. Show your support. Thank you.
Sit back, relax. I'll tell you everything you need to know, and then I'll hand it off to you, the out louders. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. The Nolan Xavier Wells case is about to take a very, very sharp turn, and I want to make sure that I and you are ahead of it. This Monday morning, Benjamin Crump and his legal team sent off a fury of letters to the district attorney. There's one here right beside me. I will not read it in detail. I read a letter similar to this in yesterday's video. I'll pin it below in the comment section, and you guys could watch that video. What this letter is saying is the same one I read to you yesterday from August the 13th. And what it is saying is, we, the legal team, and Nolan Xavier Wells' parents are prepared to hand over the phone to the district attorney so long as the original agreement from July the 15th is met. And what is that agreement? Is that we look at Nolan's cell phone together with your people and our people. We will download it together so we both have access to the information at the same time. Now, this was Benjamin Crump's letter. Now, let me show you from a letter from Nolan Wells' estate. Again, you'll see here dated August the 17th, and it's Ben Crump letter was a follow-up to this letter. And again, it's saying the same thing. Nolan Xavier Wells' family, Christine and Elmore, are fully willing and prepared to hand over his cell phone. They gave them dates. Tuesday to Friday. We're available at any time. We just need 12 hours notice to have our experts come together, and you guys pick a date and time. We will be there. But once again, we're not just handing it over to you to do whatever you want. We need to jointly do it because that's what we agreed upon in our July 15th meeting. Again, I'm not going to go into details. Click on the video below for the full breakdown of the agreement. Now, why are we talking about this cell phone? Why are these letters? Why is everything revolving around Nolan's cell phone? For the past month, everyone's been talking about the boat, Officer Tatum, Nancy Grace, this or whatever, and everybody has had a ton of theories. The CETO call. Why now is everything involving the phone? And why are these legal documents getting sent out last Thursday, Friday, and now today? And that is what I'm going to share with you guys, because I have some inside information about that. Before we get to that inside information, I want to take you back to last Thursday when former Officer Tatum was on Nancy Grace. We also covered this interview, and Tatum said something about the cell phone. Nancy's producers didn't do their job. I called them out and I said, you guys should have prepared Nancy, because Nancy at that time didn't know about the agreement, the July 15th agreement that Christine said that, hey, we are holding back the phone until we both jointly inspect it. Officer Tatum said to Nancy, hey, Nancy, from what I understand, Nolan's mom still has the phone. And then former Officer Tatum, I'm going to play you the clip right now. He goes on to say, hey, Nancy, maybe the Mississippi DA and the police have not gotten Nolan's phone, maybe because it was a drowning and maybe they don't need to look in the phone. The only reason they would need to look in Nolan's phone is if they're investigating a crime. Listen to former Officer Tatum.
Well, you're going to have a reason to get a warrant. And if it's a criminal investigation and they believe that they can find evidence of a crime, if they had access to his phone, I could see them getting a warrant to extract his phone. But if you're looking at a potential drowning and there's no criminal element involved, Nancy, there could be two things afoot. I'm not a part of the investigation, but I can see if they haven't gotten the phone yet, it's because they don't need the phone and they don't want the phone. It's not there of evidentiary value if there is no suspect here. If it was a drowning and there's indications of a drowning, they.
Hold on a second. I'm confused on this guy said the phone is not necessary. He's a cop. The phone would be very necessary to know if you don't know where he was, you don't know his last his awareness or where he was at. Everybody acting like they don't know where he's at, right? Why wouldn't the phone be important? He's bullshitting. Ugly.
May not need it, Nancy, so they're not going to go get it. If they need it, they would already had it a month ago. If they need it, they would already had it a month ago.
So if we go by former Officer Tatum's framework, then that would mean the DA is possibly investigating a crime because they sent out a letter to Christine and Benjamin Crump and the entire legal team saying, we need you to hand over Nolan's phone in the next 48 hours, but they want to negate the July 15 agreement. Why? Again, watch yesterday's video. Okay. That put out some light bulbs yesterday, and it got me to making some calls. And I will let you guys into some inside information, and I won't be able, unfortunately, to be too direct, but y'all are smart and y'all will be able to figure it out. So it's safe to assume that the DA now is investigating a crime and not a drowning, correct? Because they want the phone in 48 hours. Shout out to Christine and Ben for not handing it over and not giving them the phone and demanding they stick to the agreement to duly forensic investigation. Also, I have it on good information that the DA is preparing to go to the grand jury in the next 30 to 60 days. Now, think about something. They found Nolan's body July the 6th. They've been investigating since July the 7th. Remember the 6th, it was like, oh, no evidence of foul play. But now it went national. They started investigating. So they've been investigating since July the 7th. Now, today was August the 17th. Add 60 more days. We're going on to like 90, 100 days. If this was just a drowning, do you need 90 days to investigate? And then now you add on to the stuff, hey, we need the phone in 48 hours. But hold on, there's more. Let me cook. The autopsy was completed close to 2.5 weeks now, if not 3. and the toxicology. When they say the autopsy has been 100% complete, that means toxicology. That means that part is done. If Nolan Wells just drowned and there was no foul play, they would have gone to the grand jury already. It doesn't take that long to convene them. Certainly not another 60 days, certainly not 100 days. So keep in mind also too, that the autopsy toxicology is complete, but they still need 60 days. Now, here is where you're going to have to put your thinking caps on and read between the lines. If y'all been following this from the beginning, from around July the 7th, July the 8th, former Officer Tatum and people on the other side have been alluding to the fact that it was just a drowning, nothing happened. And then around 2 weeks ago, they started changing their narrative, saying, we think that something may have happened, but it's just not our boys. Morgan, Jax, and Warren. That's when you saw the father coming in, Benjamin Hudson. He's putting up the $50,000 for reward. He's threatening to sue Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton. It was like, yeah, maybe something happened, but it's not our boys. Okay. Why do you think now that the boys are doing so many interviews that are going viral? The lawyers are doing so many interviews that are going viral. We tried our best to not platform them, but we had no choice. It worked. But think about something. It's 2026, Mississippi. If this goes to trial, which if you put two and two together, the phone, the autopsy, the 100 days, grand jury, we might have a trial. Who is going to be the jury in that trial? The Americans, the Mississippi people? So perhaps, maybe, allegedly, these boys might be out there on social media to try to paint a narrative for, I don't know, maybe potential jurors. Maybe they're trying to do something that rhymes with paint, if you get what I'm saying. You see where I'm going with this? If you didn't watch yesterday's video, make sure you click it and just look at what I put on the thumbnail. Look at what the top word is. Cover up. So maybe this might not be a drowning, but maybe they might be trying to allegedly maybe point the finger in somebody else's direction. I don't know. I don't know. And maybe they're trying to do something that rhymes with paint. Read between the lines. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you is, if you notice, former Officer Tatum, who was the mouthpiece for these boys, who did he interview? Warren, Tristan. Then the second interview, who did he interview? Warren again, Jackson, Morgan. The lawyers, we call them on this channel Little Tyler and Little Eddie. The lawyers, who are they representing? Warren, Jax, Morgan. And they say, our boys didn't do this. We have nothing to do with this. Those three boys. Notice who is not being represented. Do the math. I don't want to say the name because I don't want this video getting taken down. I'm not afraid of them suing me or whatever, but I don't want this video getting flagged because they could do some stuff. Think about the Cito call. Damn it, who? You put it in the comment section. Who is not being represented? Who is talked about a lot before the second interview? Who is spoken about? Whose name started coming up? Who is a potential NFL football player whose father is an ex-football player, a punter? Who holds weight in that town? Imagine a small town, you're an NFL player. You're a future NFL, and your son's a future NFL player? How come he's not being represented? How come Little Tyler and Little Eddie are not being represented? How come Little Eddie and Little Tyler are not representing this person who I don't want to say? And his name has 4 letters. Damn it, Who? Y'all, I know y'all will put it in the comment section. I know you guys know who I'm talking about. So to sum that all up, okay. So it's not going to come out that it's a drowning. Okay. You need his phone. You want his phone rushed and you want it in 24 hours and you no longer want to do it jointly together like you agreed upon July the 15th. Why? Because July the 15th, y'all were prepared to just say, well, yeah, it was a drowning and done it. But now, because of the good people on social media,
I'm going to keep it a buck. I think it's the brother. That's why they not mention the brother. It's a few people they won't mention names, and I think it's the brother. And also him too, but I think it's the brother. Shout out to my new followers on Kick. Thank y'all for joining the crew. X, shout out to X, shout out to Facebook, shout out to Erika Trenell and Gossip Column on Facebook. Shout out to all of y'all. This as well, and YouTube.
The CETO call, the this, the that, the internet sleuths that have discovered all of these things. Y'all know that you cannot just come out here and be like, yeah, it was just a drowning, because you know that the spotlight is on Mississippi. So that's why I said at the beginning that, not saying that I trust them, and because they're investigating a crime, do I think actually we will get justice? Because I'm not too sure the right people will be arrested for this crime. This is what I'm saying. But maybe they've gotten together and say, well, it won't be all of us, but maybe we'll just pin it on one person who is not represented by these two lawyers, and one person's name who you haven't heard in the past couple of weeks. 4 letters. CETO call. Damn it. Y'all know. Okay. That's all I'm going to say here for now. It's going to be a very, very interesting week. And let's also not forget, in that letter that I showed you a couple of minutes ago, they are still saying they want access to Nolan Wells' throat. And the autopsy, independent autopsy, is still not completed. They said, we're ready and available, Dr. Roger Mitchell, from Tuesday to Friday. Let us see the rest of the things that you were holding back. And I'll finish off with this. I love that Christine, y'all know how much I love Christine. I love that Christine Elmore, their legal team, Benjamin Crump's legal team, I love that they're no longer going to the internet. They're not doing this over press conferences. They're not doing this on Nancy Grace. They're not doing this on my channel. They're not doing this on Don Lemon's channel. They're not doing this on no one's platform. They are sending out legal documents to the DA. They know they got social media on their side. They're good. They're done with that. They're going right to the DA and making sure that they are not handing over Nolan's phone, because the DA knows what's in Nolan's phone, and Christine and Benjamin Crump know what's in Nolan's phone. This is a brilliant move by Benjamin Crump and Christine. And it is going to...
Y'all, let me tell y'all, Benjamin Crump, they know more than what they're saying. That's why they're keeping the phone. Listen, all you have to do is go to settings, and any pictures that have been saved in the phone, you can retrieve it if he has an Apple phone. Bottom line, they already know what's in the phone. That's why they cannot just act like this didn't exist. You get what I'm saying? So they want pictures out of Nolan phone so they can go edit it and Photoshop like they've been doing with all the other pictures, trying to make us think something is something and it's not. So it is what it is, guys.
A very, very interesting week. Make sure y'all stay tuned, because you know that I will keep you.
Thank you, Trent. That's my boy, Trent. He's not my boy, but 21 hours, 2 hours. She just be all over the damn place. Hold on a second. You won't believe. This is 2 hours. Let me see what they talking about.
All right, after this, I'm probably going to take a couple days off because my brain needs a rest after the last couple of days. Now we know for sure that there was storage in the bow of the boat. All right, so now at this point, I am pretty sure that the Triton was there all day. They didn't switch out the boats. And I'm also pretty certain at this point that this is a real video because there's one single frame where you can see Bart's boat and you can also see the toes of somebody like dangling them off the water. So if the picture or video were AI, it would be a really bizarre thing for it to just kind of throw in. But there's zero question in my mind that this video has been altered. So then the question becomes, why would they alter this video? And the only thing that logically makes sense to me is to alter the identity of the two girls. Because if Carter is the boy in red, Wyatt is the boy in the American shorts, Bart's brother Brooke being the one in the navy blue shorts, and then Ike being the one in the teal shorts. Then we've got Warren up here with somebody in this red striped swimsuit and the girl in the teal swimsuit with the backwards hat. So in this picture, this would be Brooks, this would be Ike, this would be Wyatt, this would be Warren, which would leave this to be Carter. Now, whoever this is seems to be very cuddly with Carter. Like, too cuddly, in my opinion.
Y'all remember the pictures, this picture right here? They put Nolan, a dark skinny boy there like it was Nolan. The whole time it was the white boy, allegedly. I'm just going to say allegedly, right? And they had a girl sitting there, which they were quote unquote saying it was Katie. Y'all got to remember this picture. This picture, they had like a dark skinny boy sitting on the boat lying. Like, remember I told you guys that all these pictures are Photoshop. They were moving people around and putting AI, like, you know, telling AI how to recreate these pictures and stuff.
For it to be like a mother or a family member. Thinking about it a lot from the timeline that we have been told. And what we haven't really been factoring in again is the party. Because remember, Warren said he went to the party, but instead of talking with all of his friends, he went upstairs to go talk with his girlfriend's dad. Now, those families are tight. So if that dad of Ava, if that conversation with the dad didn't happen, then they would automatically know that they were lying. So I've been saying for a while that the girl was somehow involved. And mind you, everybody's back on land now. They're getting ready to do the fireworks and everybody's swimming and drinking still, blah, blah, blah. So what's the excuse for no pictures at that party? They've explained it all away during the day, but at this point...
Y'all, I'm going to say this. This is the most weirdest-ish. They either protecting girls who were witness to something, and they're protecting some people. And I think grown people is not involved, but they were there. And they're pretending they don't want to be a part of it because they have high ranking jobs. And now allegedly, my child might be involved in what they call a homicide, you know?
They're all just being teenagers and having fun again, right? So I'm thinking that the brunette girl is Ava, the girl whose house they went to. And she's pretty close with Warren and the Pyrone family.
And they're full speed running. And then after that, I didn't see them anymore. I think you were on the boat. You start from there?
Yeah, so after we planed off, Wyatt kept the boat pinned the whole way in. We ran into the mouth of Fort Bayou, where we came from originally. And we turned into Fort Bayou, went in the channel, ran probably 500, 600 yards into Fort Bayou. Wyatt had jumped out of the boat, put the plug back in the boat so access water. So water didn't keep pushing and filling back the boat.
According to their own words, they went into the mouth.
And y'all, please like the stream. Please give me thumbs up. Show some love, please. It's 114 of you guys in here. And like I said, I'm watching these videos for the first time. You guys, please like and share so I can give you more content. I'm newer to the channel. I'm under 30 shows that, you know, I put out. I definitely appreciate that. You show some love. Like I say, I'm watching this stuff for the first time, just like you guys.
And then they turned and they went about 500-600 feet. Now, mind you, the party house is right around, but they go past it and then loop back around. However, Warren just admitted that at some point they had to stop and Wyatt jumped in. Even then, you heard him stuttering over the story. Like, it wasn't a smooth transition because I think they dropped her off. Which would explain why they would go back to this party, because obviously they can't cancel the party. That looks really suspicious. Then my theory has always been that the guys all like broke off and like talked to the parents about what was going on. And that's when they formulated their whole, we'll call her and then we'll call the Coast Guard plan. Remember, she is related Somehow I can't figure out, but she is related through marriage to the lieutenant that wrote up the very initial report we've seen. Because remember how Morgan claimed that the picture of the boat stuff was circulating around Snapchat and stuff, even though Christine didn't post it to her Facebook page until the next day. Listen to this.
His mom was, what was he wearing? And so we were trying to remember what color his shorts were. We couldn't quite figure that out.
I said black.
Yeah, I think we said black.
I really did. He was wearing navy blue shorts.
Yeah, it was like dark blue shorts.
Dark. I just said black because I was trying to piece everything together and help out.
And so at this point, we're freaking out. We don't know where our friend's at. And the girl that took the picture, she was like, okay, well, I just took this picture of today. This is what color swim trunks he was wearing. And his mom asked for that to post on Facebook to say, if you've seen him, whatever, this is what he was wearing.
So remember, the girl who took the picture with the digital camera was on Wyatt's boat at the beginning of the day and then was there with them at night when they were having this discussion. So she had to have been there at the beginning and at the party at the very least. Then we remembered that the original shorts picture, well, that wasn't the color of his shorts, as we now know. So we also know for a fact that this picture did not get sent to Christine until July 5th, meaning that they had to have had that picture and then not sent it to her for hours. Because they also said this.
And so that's what we sent to her, or that's what she sent to her, because we're just trying.
So they corrected themselves. He said, we sent it. No, she sent it. So then on July 5th, Christine said that they have been up for almost 48 hours straight. And then the very next post above it are the same pictures, but better quality. Why did it take so long to get these pictures to them? Oh, and y'all, now that I said that, I realize. So all of these pictures had to come from the same digital camera, right? Meaning this picture did as well. And since I've already proven that this picture had used AI to do something weird because, you know, there was no little bar here, only explanation for using AI on just this little part would be to obscure the reflection that was in this poll of the person who was taking the video, or the pictures. Oh my God, yes. That makes sense. Love it when I figure that stuff out in real time for you on camera. So it makes sense to me that this photo video thing was altered to cover up this girl's swimsuit. Because let's face it, this swimsuit is the ugliest thing. It has like supposedly like sleeves and it's a tankini, but it goes like in a weird cut, but it's ugly. It's ugly and it's clearly not what these debutante beauty queen girls are wearing to a 4th of July beach party. So I'm like 70% sure that this is Ava. Oh, wait. Oh my God. Wait a second. Shown y'all guys before that there's 4 boats out here in this little cluster, right? But I'm looking at these weird pink lumps and stuff at the front of the boat, Bart's boat here. Is that a pile of life vests? Because I'm realizing there's not 20, 30 people on all of these boats. Like I'm seeing 10, 12 people here tops. Let's not forget what a full house looks like on these boats. Because even in this video at the meetup place, there's not 20, 30 people getting ready to get on these boats. I mean, the boat left at 9:56, according to the GPS. We got like 7, 8 people here, like 6 people here. And also, if they were legitimately needing to be towed and they were trying to get the water to run off, why are they all spread out on the boat? Why are they on the boat in general? Why didn't they just get off on land or get on another boat? Trying to get the boat to tip up and go planing. Why do you have over half the boat on the front of the boat? These are experienced fucking fishermen. They know better than that. Yeah, I can't believe I've never thought of that before. If the boat was sinking, why are they even on the fucking boat? Yeah, and if it was so common and so easy to get, rides back with other people, strangers on Horn Island, why did they need to load everybody on the boat? Or were they yelling at Nolan to get on the boat? They didn't need to get him on the boat. And now that I'm looking at this, doesn't it look like Warren is on the phone? Could this have been when he was calling his mom 8 times? Also, one more thing that stuck out to me.
We called law enforcement. I was with Wyatt at the time after we left Jackson's house that night. I was with Wyatt and we one person we were with saw that their location was headed towards Wyatt's house. And so Wyatt got on the phone with 911 and was like, hey, these people are on the way to my house or already at my house. My mom and my dad are there alone and they know nothing about this.
He stumbled over his words from beginning to end in that story, so I don't believe any of it. But the one thing that sticks out to me was the phrasing, they don't know anything about this. If people are heading over to your house, why wouldn't you call your mom and dad before you called 911? Because it sounded like he was trying to keep his parents out of the loop of this story, which as a teenage boy implies that you have something to hide. Just a lot of different things to think about, right?
On the island. When was that ever brought up? Why are they doing these podcasts? Like, what? Are you sure that the mom is a judge, or are you sure they have lawyers retained? Why are they doing these podcasts? Because if I'm your legal counsel, at no point would I be telling you that it is a good idea to talk about anything.
You know why? Because they're not the
because
ones
there are
that
literally
did Nolan.
cases being built.
Y'all, the reason why they're doing the podcast, they're not the people who actually did something. Were they cool? Yes. Someone around them did this to Nolan, and they have to keep it covered up because of probably, allegedly, the relationship. And they just keeping a closed lip. That's it.
Right now, anything they say, it can go into. Why are they doing these podcasts? Someone is clearly encouraging them to do this, and for whatever reason, it's not good. But this lets me know a couple of things. For one, these boys are definitely fighting this case in the court of public opinion already. The more public they can make it, the more times they can go out there and tell any story, the more times they can frame it as if they are just these four innocent little boys that went out with their one friend and they just don't know what went on. And the fact that people are trying to make this an issue is just, it's so terrible. It's so evil. They're fighting this case in the court of public opinion right now. It's so they can get ahead of any jury. I've said this before. This is what they're doing. They're trying to get ahead of juries. They're trying to get ahead of the selection that will take place. They're trying to get ahead of all of the stories that will be told when a trial comes and they have to pick a jury and people have their opinions. They're trying to get this out there already. This also tells me they weren't Nolan's real friend. They weren't. They absolutely were not friends with that young man. And I don't care how many different times they say they were, their behavior screams otherwise. They know what happened to him. They know. And that's why all the stories keep changing, or they're volunteering details that nobody asked for. Because like I said, who brought up dumping Nolan's body on the island? Who said that?
So the new audio came out from that CTO dispatch. I want y'all ass in jail. From Bart to Wyatt to that damn mom who was that judge. Y'all knew something happened to Nolan Wells. Look, in that CTO dispatch call, before somebody picked up, can we cover it up? You killed him. Is he already dead? Nolan, wake up. Look, damn it, Bart. I think Bart ass did it. That's what I think. Look, wake the up. They panicking. They need to be in jail by tonight.
You're about to get everything that's coming to you. But what's getting me is the fact that why is the internet solving this case before the sheriff's office? That's what gets me. Y'all were so quick to declare that there was no foul play. Just an accident. And look what we're turning up here.
There's things that seem weird there. And it's still, to me, you were in the location where his body was found, very close to where his body was found. And that's when you called for help and your grandfather called to cancel help. And there were 7 people on the boat and there's some commotion in the background. And it doesn't sit right with me. Like I said, boating culture, I don't know how you leave with 7 people in a boat full of water. And I also don't know how you leave with 7 people and not a boat full of water and end up not going very far because they were still right off the west tip and having a boat full of water. I need somebody to explain to me how that happened in calm seas with a boat that was operational when you loaded it.
Yeah, I heard he was drinking. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I heard he was drinking. Yes, baby, we all know he was drinking. If you actually look at like half of the photos from that day, he was holding a High Noon or some other type of seltzer in almost every other photo. We already knew he was drinking. Why are you now talking about it? What is the benefit of being, oh, he was heavily drinking that day? The better question is, who is providing alcohol to people who are 18, 19, maybe 20 years old? And from there, what role does that play in his murder? The question is, what happened to him and why did he not make it home when everybody else did? Not was he drinking or not. Who cares? A, we already knew that. And B, what's that got to do with anything? Y'all will not distract us from the truth and the reality of the moment. The question is, what happened to him? Not why did it happen? Not, well, what negative light could he have possibly been painted in to justify the harm that befell him? Shut up, girl. What happened to that baby? Why did that happen to that baby? Why is that the news y'all trying to push and not the things we heard on the audio? Not the fact that his mother is suing everybody and their mama trying to get as much paperwork as she can, as much documentation as she can to figure out what the heck happened to her baby. That's what we should be talking about. Not he was heavily drinking. Oh, local teenager heavily drinks on boat, and more news at 8.
Everyone connected to this case has spoken. Nolan's mother in interview after interview, his father in careful, specific detail about the night his son went missing, Warren Hudson across multiple sit-downs, Javon Williams on national television, even Bart Edmiston, a young man who wasn't even part of the original friend group, has gone on the record to defend himself. Everyone except one person. Katie McCormack was the last person confirmed to speak with Nolan Wells before he disappeared. She's been named publicly for weeks. Her sister has spoken for her. Nolan's own mother has described a private conversation with her. And in all of that, in 6 weeks of national coverage, Katie herself has never given a single interview, never issued a single public statement, never once explained, in her own words, what actually happened on that beach. We're not here tonight to tell you why. We don't know why, and neither does anyone else outside her own family. What we can tell you is what that silence has actually meant for this case, because the one account capable of resolving its central contradiction is the one account nobody has ever heard directly. Tonight, we're laying out exactly what's been said about Katie by everyone except Katie, and exactly where that leaves this investigation. If you're new here, subscribe now, because tonight isn't about a new piece of evidence. It's about the shape of a silence that's been sitting in the middle of this case since its very first week. Let's start with who has actually spoken, because the contrast is the entire point. Christine Wansley has given extensive interviews to major outlets, describing in specific, granular detail the night her son disappeared, the phone calls, the frustration with law enforcement jurisdiction, the moment she finally learned her son's friends had his phone. Elmore Wansley has done the same, describing his own account of retrieving his son's keys, the inconsistencies he says he encountered that night, laid out publicly and repeatedly. Warren Hudson has spoken on camera multiple times, first in an early interview describing the boat, the mechanical failure, and his account of a verbal exchange with Nolan before the group left the island. He's since appeared in a joint interview alongside 2 other friends, describing what the past month has cost them personally. Javon Williams has spoken directly to major network.
Y'all, I will tell y'all this shit is insane. I'm just telling you, it's insane, and I don't even know what to say about. Is this my girl? Hold on a second.
Guys, come on in. Let's get into this video. If you have not purchased your membership, go ahead and purchase your membership.
Okay.
I have a younger brother, and that's who she was talking about, and I was freaked out. So I walked over to the beach, and
I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired of hearing about the interview. Like, let's get to the business. Let's get to the business, y'all. For real, for real, for real. Yeah, I'm kind of like, tired of the okay, the not guilty balls. Let me see what they got going on. Y'all not they be on for 2 hours.
The victim's ties.
Well, yeah, let's go. Let's see.
The victim's ties.
These are
to
actually
these
attorneys.
people in positions of power. Say it that way. Allegedly there was a picture with Judge Roach, and the Metcalf family. It has come out that there's a picture of the governor with one of the boys' moms that Nolan Wells was with that night. So, a lot of similarities. Y'all got to understand these things are deeply rooted. I don't know if, like I said on Willie D's show today, I don't know if, creating legislation that benefits you or just knowing people in high places is a bigger trump card. You can get things done with either one of those. We talked about, the fact that they don't have to worry about what optics look like because they control the narrative. You see what I'm saying? This Nolan Wells thing is pretty big, man, and we got to keep saying his name. We got to keep saying Carmelo's name. We got to keep him relevant out here, because, stories get hot, stories cool off, and one thing that they're expecting is that the element of time to play a big role in this, and we can't allow that to happen. So,
systematic, long-rooted oppression and systematic rule superiority is what's playing its part here. And in a place like Mississippi, where you got the governor in the same picture with the boys, mama and daddy, then I don't think there's a chance that Nolan Wells gets a fair investigation out there. And it's upon Nolan Wells' family, the lawyers, the community, us to keep saying his name and keep bringing up awareness to this situation, and don't let them sweep it under the rug or spin whatever narrative they want to spin on it. It's imperative for us to keep saying his name so that someone independent like a DOJ or some independent investigative agency can come in and look at this from an independent eye and not one that's biased or in bed with some of the players involved. So, we need to keep raising awareness for Nolan Wells and his family.
Y'all thought that was longer. I'm sorry. I don't feel like effing with well, let me see. Nancy
Should
Grace
have been done, Jeff Shetler, and how should it have been done, and when should it have been done?
Lock down the location. Don't let anybody on there. Get the dogs in. See what type of reaction they have. Every second that goes by, every minute that goes by, every hour that goes by will have an impact on the dog work when it comes to age of the material, age of the odor, and more importantly, what your contamination factor is. And this is the one big thing that nobody ever really thinks about. That they think the dogs are going to be these magical creatures that detect everything that you're looking for. But that's going to be mitigated dramatically by any type of human activity on the scene. That's the first thing that has to happen. So if you're going to use dogs, you need to get them out there right away. They actually have to be one of the first things on scene.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. If you are a homeowner, you've probably thought, should I call American Financing to refinance and pay off this debt? But you don't. In credit card interest. People are calling American Financing and
I'm not.
Okay, so we got breaking news in the Nolan Wells case. Benjamin Crump just sent the letter to the DA's office. I'm going to go ahead and show you this quick clip from Don Lemon, and then we'll get into the discussion. Roll the clip.
But there's an update on the Nolan Wells situation. This was sent out by Benjamin Crump and Associates. And what it says here is Nolan Wells' family and forensics experts on standby for joint inspection of his phone any day this week. Nationally renowned civil rights and personal injury attorney Ben Crump, and the legal team for the family of 18-year-old Nolan Wells announced today that the family is prepared to make Nolan's phone immediately available for the joint forensic examination the parties agreed to on July 15, and that the family's forensic experts are on standby to conduct that examination any day this week. And then it talks about the correspondence sent to District Attorney Angela Myers McIlrath. I can't see that. This is so small. Yeah, McIlrath. Okay, so that is one. And then there's another one that says, this is a letter to the district attorney. It says, this letter follows our August 13th. And both of these, by the way, are from August 17th, which is today. So this is new information breaking into the Don Lemon Show newsroom. Dear District Attorney McIlrath, the letter follows our August 13th correspondence regarding the examination of Nolan's phone and Dr. Mitchell's examination of the remaining portions of Nolan's body. With respect to Nolan's phone, the family is prepared to make the device immediately available for the joint coordinated forensic examination previously agreed upon by the parties. In the interest of expediency, we request that your office choose any time from Tuesday, August 18th through Friday, August 21st, to conduct the joint forensic examination. Please provide at least 12-hour notice of your chosen date and time so that the examination can be scheduled without further delay. Please include whether the examination will still be held at your previously selected location of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. We also hope to promptly move forward with Dr. Roger Mitchell's examination of Nolan's body parts that were not previously made available to him. Dr. Mitchell's is available Wednesday, August 19th through Friday, August 21st to complete the independent autopsy. Again, please provide us with at least 12 hours notice to ensure that Nolan's remaining body parts are available to Dr. Mitchell. The family and their legal team are actively conducting an independent investigation and remain cooperative with the office to complete a thorough investigation as agreed on January 15th. All parties share the same goal of determining the circumstances surrounding Nolan's death.
So here we go. We understand that the family is trying to get answers. They want to make sure that the DA or the sheriff's office doesn't do any foul play with this phone. And you cannot fault them for this. Mississippi's history tells us that you cannot trust the local officials or the government officials in this state. So I totally agree with what they're doing. So now when we look back at this interview that Brandon Tatum just did, and he was trying to say he doesn't understand why the family hasn't handed over the phone to local law enforcement. Well, we all know why. We know you're on the other side. But of course, we're not even getting into that with him today. The family has the right to withhold the phone until they feel safe to give it over to the local authorities to check for forensic evidence. When we go back to all these events that has happened, these young men, supposedly his best friend, are constantly changing their stories. People are being involved. First, they didn't know Katie. It was some girl. Now we find out that they were texting. All these different stories. Elmore said that they lied to him 3 separate times. That's another video that I'm going to do. I really want to deep dive into that because these young men's stories keep changing. Something is not right. We are going to keep pressing for answers. And as Benjamin Crump says, the First Amendment is protected. We are allowed to ask questions. We are allowed to want to know what is going on, and we're allowed to give our opinions. And we're not going to stop doing that.
We defend the First Amendment rights of content creators reporting on Nolan Wells' case. We stand with content creators, independent journalists, and citizens who are responsibly reporting on the Nolan Wells case and asking legitimate questions in pursuit of truth and accountability. The First Amendment protects robust public discussion on matters of public concern, and those protections are not reserved just for traditional media. We are deeply concerned when cease and desist letters, threatened lawsuits, or other legal pressure become tools to intimidate or silence lawful scrutiny. There is an important difference between knowingly spreading false information and asking questions. Examining, I want to make sure I get it exactly as we said. Okay. There's an important difference between knowingly spreading false information and asking questions, examining evidence, identifying inconsistencies, expressing opinions, and demanding transparency. Reporting should not be silent. Reporting should not be silenced, and legitimate questions should not be met with intimidation. Those seeking truth and accountability in the Nolan Wells case have every right to continue asking questions and demanding answers, because we are America and we have a right to the First Amendment. That includes Black people and all people.
Everybody hit that like button. It really gets my channel out there. I truly appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. And I look forward to just keep bringing the news to you guys and keep updating you on these stories. I just had to get this one out as quick as possible. If you want to see more of my content, click right here on the screen. I'll see you in the next one.
Hey guys, new update on the Nolan Wells case. We are going back to Wyatt's Triton. We are looking at what many people say looks like AI manipulation to obscure reflections in the poll. We are going back to the women involved, and we were also looking at the timestamps and the dates on these pics. What is being supplied, what isn't. You guys, sit down. This is up to the minute compilation of the latest information in the Nolan Wells case. Now, let me just start off by saying, please take this evidence or imagery, whatever it is, information. Take this information and do with it what you will. Again, we are not pointing this out so you can take this as the truth of the matter asserted. We are trying to work with many people. Many people have ideas and theories of what happened. We're not interested in that. Not at this turn. We are asking questions, and we are asking you to also help give the people an idea of what happened, because the one thing that I think everybody can agree on, the stories we are being told, the information that is being supplied to the public, and there might be more information in secret we don't know about. But as of now, what is publicly available, what has publicly been said, nothing matches up, nothing makes sense, even by their own timelines, by their own GPS, and by the timestamp of their calls. All right, so who are we bringing up for this? We are bringing up Nerdy Pink Panda 00 on TikTok. Why? Because a lot of us have sorted this out, but Nerdy Pink Panda does an amazing job of assembling photographic evidence that you can base your own idea for. So it's not just a game of telephone. Let's get into this, okay?
Couple days off because my brain needs a rest after the last couple of days.
Oh, also, if you guys can go over to TikTok, J Megan, it's Nerdy Pink Panda 00. They actually banned her main account. I don't know why. She's covered so many true crime cases. Her mind, listen, I would love to have her on the show. She needs to come to YouTube, but that's just my opinion, right? But her account has been banned. If you are following the Nolan Wells case and you want updates, I think she is an excellent research of assembling all the footage in one place. But anyway, let's get into it. It's coming.
Oh,
okay.
I figured it out. I got the right.
Oh, really quick, as she actually talks about the Triton, you see this guy, this is the real foolishness on TikTok. He actually did a ChatGPT mock-up of where the storage is in the Triton. And you see there's storage in the very front, and there's storage right where this one gentleman in the blue swim trunks is standing over and looking at. But let's keep going.
Right answer. Look, I asked OpenAI to create this diagram down here. And what does this diagram show you? Oh, look at the boat. You see all these people? Look at all the 5 people at the front of the boat. What are they avoiding? Why are they all on the edge of the front of the boat?
We know for sure that there was storage in the bow of the boat. All right, so now at this point, I am pretty sure that the Triton was there all day. They didn't switch out the boats. And I'm also pretty certain at this point that this is a real video, because there's one single frame where you can see Bart's boat, and you can also see the toes of somebody like dangling them off the water. So if the picture or video were AI, it would be a really bizarre thing for it to just kind of throw in. But there's zero question in my mind that this video has been altered. So then the question becomes, why would they alter this video? And the only thing that logically makes sense to me is to alter the identity of the two girls. Because if Carter is the boy in red, Wyatt is the boy in the American shorts, Bart's brother Brooke being the one in the navy blue shorts, and then Ike being the one in the teal shorts. Then we've got Warren up here with somebody in this red striped swimsuit and the girl in the teal swimsuit with the backwards hat. So in this picture, this would be Brooks, this would be Ike, this would be Wyatt, this would be Warren, which would leave this to be Carter. Now, whoever this is seems to be very cuddly with Carter. Like, too cuddly, in my opinion, for it to be like a mother or a family member. Thank you.
I agree. Let me zoom in really quick for you guys just to show you guys what she's talking about. Right here. When you see Carter right there, they look like they're hugged up. It looks like they are loved up. So I agree with her that this cannot be a family member. But you know what? Let's continue. I just wanted to zoom in for y'all so you didn't have to hit pause. All right, let's go.
About it a lot from the timeline that we have been told. And what we haven't really been factoring in again is the party. Because remember, Warren said he went to the party, but instead of talking with all of his friends, he went upstairs to go talk with his girlfriend's dad. Now, those families are tight. So if that dad of Ava, if that conversation with the dad didn't happen, then they would automatically know that they were lying. So I've been saying for a while that the girl was somehow involved. And mind you, everybody's back on land now. They're getting ready to do the fireworks and everybody's swimming and drinking still, blah, blah, blah. So what's the excuse for no pictures at that party? They've explained it all away during the day, but at this point, they're all just being teenagers and having fun again.
I do want to say one thing. Even though the media keeps saying Nolan Wells was heavily drunk with no proof of that, because why would you take the words of the people that actually were drinking? Is anyone in that town getting punished for underage drinking, or does the laws of the United States not apply to Ocean Springs? I'm just wondering, because they took their word that Nolan wasn't. Okay, fine. Let's keep going.
Right? So I'm thinking that the brunette girl is Ava, the girl whose house they went to. And she's pretty close with Warren and the Pyrone family.
And they're full speed running. And then after that, I didn't see them anymore. I think you were on the boat. You start from there? Yeah, so after we planed off, Wyatt kept the boat pinned the whole way in. We ran into the mouth of Fort Bayou, where we came from originally. And we turned into Fort Bayou, went in the channel, ran probably 500, 600 yards into Fort Bayou. Wyatt had jumped out of the boat, put the plug back in the boat so access water. So water didn't keep pushing and filling back the boat.
According to their own words, they went into the mouth and then they turned and they went about 500-600 feet. Now, mind you, the party house is right around, but they go past it and then loop back around. However, Warren just admitted that at some point they had to stop and Wyatt jumped in. Even then, you heard him stuttering over the story. Like it wasn't a smooth transition because I think they dropped her off. Which would explain why they would go back to this party, because obviously they can't cancel the party. That looks really suspicious. Then my theory has always been that the guys all like broke off and like talked to the parents about what was going on. And that's when they formulated their whole, we'll call her and then we'll call the Coast Guard plan. Remember, she is related. Somehow I can't figure out, but she is related through marriage to the lieutenant that wrote up the very initial report we've seen. Because remember how Morgan claimed
Isn't that so interesting? But let's keep going.
That the picture of the boat stuff was circulating around Snapchat and stuff, even though Christine didn't post it to her Facebook page until the next day. Listen to this.
His mom was, what was he wearing? And so we were trying to remember what color his shorts were. We couldn't quite figure that out. I said black. Yeah, I think we said black. I really did. He was wearing navy blue shorts. Yeah, it was like dark blue shorts. Dark. I just said black because I was trying to piece everything together and help out. And so at this point, we're freaking out. We don't know where our friend's at. And the girl that took the picture, she was like, okay, well, I just took this picture of today. This is what color swim trunks he was wearing. And his mom asked for that to post on Facebook to say, if you've seen him, whatever, this is what he was wearing.
So
I want to pause right there. Why do these boys have so much animosity to Nolan's mom? And his mom asked for that. Why wouldn't you, for the people you said was missing, your brother, why weren't you trying to get photos? Why weren't you texting around? Why weren't you looking through your own camera rolls? But more importantly, again, the animosity they appear again, I don't know what's in their hearts. I can't think. I'm just saying, based upon my information and belief and what I observed, there just seems to be so much hostility. And it's weird because usually when a friend or someone passes away, you don't care who's talking trash about you, what you say. You just want to get to the truth. And here it's anyway, let's just keep going. But again, y'all didn't offer anything, even down to July 5th. Did they offer to take their boats and go look? Anyway, let's keep going.
Remember, the girl who took the picture with the digital camera was on Wyatt's boat at the beginning of the day and then was there with them at night when they were having this discussion. So she had to have been there at the beginning and at the party at the very least. Then we remembered that the original shorts picture, well,
Good evening to you just as well. Y'all make sure y'all like the live, share the live. We got 141 people in the chat, in the live. I'm watching it for the first time like y'all, trying to react. We're going to talk about Krishan and Blueface later on. Right now, we got to focus on what we need to focus on. This Nolan Wells case to keep it alive. We're going to be talking about Carmelo Anthony on the 8th, 19th, and 20th because he have new court dates. We're going to pray to God that everything goes the way it's supposed to. But y'all, thanks for watching, share, like the screen, like the live. Please like the live. Thank y'all. It's too many of y'all in here not to tap and like the live. Come on, it's 140 y'all in here. And guess what? Shout out to my favorite people over here on X. Shout out to Facebook, my favorite people just as well. You know, I'm just getting on Kick, you know, showing love earlier, and also Twitch. So thank you guys for showing love. And good evening to everybody. Give y'all thoughts on what y'all think this case is. I would like to know. So when I put my videos up, follow me all on our platforms so I can know what you think, so I can put my thoughts with your thoughts and I can put it out there. Y'all,
that wasn't the color of his shorts, as we now know. So we also know for a fact that this picture did not get sent to Christine until July 5th, meaning that they had to have had that picture and then not sent it to her for hours. Because they also said this.
And so that's what we sent to her, or that's what she sent to her, because we're just trying.
So they corrected themselves. He said, we sent it. No, she sent it.
Again, we, they, she. It seems like every time they slip up, it makes it sound like everybody that's not Nolan's family is working collectively. But let's keep going.
On July 5th, Christine said that they have been up for almost 48 hours straight. And then the very next post above it are the same pictures, but better quality. Why did it take so long to get these pictures to them? Oh, and y'all, now that I said that, I realize, so all of these pictures had to come from the same digital camera, right? Meaning this picture did as well. And since I've already proven that this picture had used AI to do something weird because, you know, there was no little bar here, only explanation for using AI on just this little part would be to obscure the reflection that was in this poll of the person who was taking the video, or the pictures. Oh my God, yes. That makes sense. Love it when I figure that stuff out in real time for you on camera. So it makes sense to me that this photo video thing was altered to cover up this girl's swimsuit. Because let's face it, this swimsuit is the ugliest thing. It has like supposedly like sleeves and it's a tankini, but it goes like in a weird cut, but it's ugly.
Hello, everybody. You can come up. I did share the link. If you have some words you want to speak, you want to make a comment or anything like that, how are you just as well? Please like the live, share the live again. Like I said, I got 141 people here. Y'all been active every day. I guess because I was doing the Krishan thing. Y'all right. Look, don't change up on us. I'm not trying to change up on you. At the end of the day, you guys, I am gonna be talking about Nolan, also Carmelo Anthony, new court dates on the 19th and the 20th. So I'll be streaming that, praying to God that everything goes in his favor just as well. Hey, Moolin, what you doing, girl? You there? Hello? Moolin. Oh, you don't want to talk? Okay.
Ugly, and it's clearly not what these debutante beauty queen girls.
And you're on mute if you don't know that.
Girls are wearing.
And anybody can come request to be on here. Happy Monday too. You can request to come on up or whatnot. I'll add you and whatnot. Oh, that's a okay.
I'm
Oh,
doing
okay.
good.
Okay, I'm finna kick you out the other one. Let me kick you out
Okay.
on the other one. Yeah, I've been I mean I've been going hard on this Nolan thing because we got to keep it alive, and also Carmelo Anthony that his 2 court dates are coming up. So we pray to God they approve the court date. So we just don't know what's gonna happen. They're trying to get the judge real accused, and then he has a motion for a new trial. So I pray to God everything go right for that. So yesterday I kind of switched up because I ain't gonna lie, I was having so much fun. They were like, "You two over there." I said, "You damn right I am." And guess what? Listen to your auntie, motherfuckers. I was like, I don't know. Everybody, yeah, I'm not getting off topic. I'm gonna get back on topic. However, everybody was drawn in with the Blueface deal. And Kershaw and stuff. She kind of like, I was like, whoa, they went overboard a little bit. But
Yeah.
have you been looking over this Nolan case, or you haven't been watching it?
I seen it a little bit. It's like, I don't know. It's like really pull on your emotions and stuff. So I pull
Swear to
myself out.
God. I
Yeah,
swear to
because it's
God,
like
you lying.
it's too much crazy stuff going on. But I do try to be an activist as much as I can to like speak out
Right.
and like try to give people other options. Like, we need a protocol like for the people. Like I don't understand how our people are in trouble and don't reach for their phone and call the closest loved one just to lay
But
some
they
type of.
took his phone. He didn't have his phone
No,
at
no,
the
no.
time.
I'm not talking about
Oh,
this
okay,
incident.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
that, but I'm just saying like for, just advanced,
Right.
before it even occurred,
Right.
like and then just be able to like tap into your senses to know like, who's not your friend,
You
Like
know what? I'm gonna say this, right? I in this alleged, I think the brother did it. I think he did a wrestling move and broke. You know how he may have gotten his neck broke by somebody, and I shouldn't have said
mm,
brother, but I think they, like how the boy knows. I forgot the name of that type of stuff, Jitsu, something like that. They say, it's a move, wrestling move can block your air passage. You get what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
And I believe that how you like I'll come behind you and I do that, and I really can't get out of that, right? And
Yeah.
you know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing because I mean I might a street fight, but I can't get out of that because
Yeah,
I
because it's
allowed you
like
to
if
come
you
in.
twist the wrong way, then you will
Right.
hurt yourself.
Right. And the just think about it. The throat is gone, everything is gone. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore something had to happen around that area, right? And I had been
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking it up. They say those injuries he have could have result into that. You get what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
if you're going too hard or playing a little too much, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Did you see a video? Did you see a picture of the guy that's like his look like he like losing weight because he's so stressed out from this whole
Ooh, he looked like
situation?
it's this been only a month.
Yeah, he looked like
Just
he
imagine.
deprived or something.
Yeah, just imagine if he looked like this in a month. I'm sorry, y'all. If he looked like this in a month, right?
Hmm.
This is not gonna go away.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
don't
harm him the
understand.
rest of
Yeah,
his life.
they can have as much money as they want, y'all. See, when you're the machine, it's gonna be hard to get rid of the machine. The machine is us.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all have to understand the machine, like y'all have to understand that the machine is us. And we're speaking about it every day, keeping his name alive, keeping Carmelo Anthony name alive. Like we just didn't let them railroad. They so used to railroad. And look, and this
Yeah.
is the first case they have a hunch. You know what I mean? The people that have gotten hung, murdered. Then they had an incident. I can't think of the boy name that these people in this little hick town in Mississippi will hire black boys. And it was one particular boy that got away. You get what I'm saying? He was able to
Mm-hmm.
tell a story that they will send him on a chase, like hunt him
Oh,
down.
oh
And
yeah. Did
they
you
will
hear?
kill them.
Did you see the video of that this one black guy? He a truck driver. He said that the guy was telling him to help him, and he said he followed his instincts, and some told him no, and he went to his truck, and he goes to his truck, and he see two big buff ass white dudes. They was trying
That's
to set
crazy.
him up. So that's
And
what they
that's what
doing.
they
They
do.
banking on our kindness.
That's what they do. They know we got a sweetheart. They know that we forgiving. I'm not forgiving no more. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, it's a
I'm just
wrap.
not, I don't care. Like, look, oh, you shouldn't be like that. Yes, I should. You know in the last from the fourth on down, and it's way before then, they just haven't been making it notice, right? Mississippi is finna burn down because
Mm.
when one person get in trouble, if that one person get in trouble, that's why a lot of more stuff we have never heard of is gonna come out. I don't care what nobody say. You know, their day is time. It's time. Mississippi is the only place where you see a lot. They talk about all this slavery shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm from Baton Rouge, and we both have our ups and downs about stuff, but we don't talk about nobody. I'm sorry. We don't go and say somebody oppressing us. We don't go around saying somebody call us a nigga, because you ain't finna call us a nigga. Like I was telling somebody, when I was growing up, no one never called me the nigger word. So I don't know how this shit started translating when I got old. You get what I'm saying? But I
It's
was
like
in
they put
school,
so much. They
nobody
give
called
them
me a
so
nigga.
much credit that they give them so much credit to the point
And
that
I'm
they
like,
feel like
no
they can
one
do it.
never, no one, we will beat the fuck out of them. When
Yeah.
I'm a 70 baby, no one never called me out of my name, but someone black. And you know, you had to learn how to stick up for yourself because you was taught to protect yourself, right? I said, y'all sit here and believe what people are telling y'all. Y'all got it. Listen, I got a life experience, right? I look back, I say, who the fuck ever called me a nigga? Nobody. No, like seriously. Nobody. Then y'all talk about the woman that went to this white school. I went and read, and please go read Mooley. They integrated way before her.
Oh yeah, I
And
forgot.
she wasn't the first girl. They using her to keep us oppressed.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
the girl went to the school and they did all this stuff too.
Right along with them slaves movies. They want to keep us in a trance. They want to give
They
us a
want to act
story.
like we were slaves and all this other shit. We were mixed with them already way before that. They took the descendants of the young people, black people. The leaders shut the other people up, told them this is the right thing to do. When I read the United States did an agreement, look, the Louisiana Maroons, they ran the Mississippi. The Maroons, right? The Creole Maroons ran the Mississippi. They created a army. That army they got, that's ours. That belong to black folks. They just diverse it and they make y'all think like oh my God, it's so much. But we'll get into a whole discussion about that later. But y'all gotta tell y'all, I need y'all to stop listening to what people say and remember when you were at a certain age, who called you niggas? Nobody.
And we got to start asking our family, because I had conversations with my granddad, and the story that he told me, he said they didn't used to play that shit at all. Like they used to be killing these people for real. They killed them so much to the point that they had to rearrange the stuff and stop. They had to stop the shit. They put this stuff to a stop, but what they did, they manipulated us with making us feel like we're not at war
King
nowhere.
manipulated.
No more.
Martin Luther King and his clique. Listen, even the bus boycott thing, that come from Louisiana. Mount Zion Church is the first one that did the boycott. I'm reading this stuff. These people use Mississippi for a shield. This one Negro, he was dating white women before his daddy said he could not do that because the black folks ain't gonna let you lead them like that. This man, oh my God, this man, he destroyed us. Y'all, I'm telling y'all.
He definitely led us to burn hill.
He destroyed
led us right to hell. But
hell ain't
that's how you know, like soon as our people start getting hip, it's gonna be over with. It's gonna be a wrap. They're gonna have fun with doing the shit that they doing. And we realizing that they said, what is the white people culture? Their culture is to hunt. Like that's because we never used to be like eating the way that they eat, and that was never our diets or whatever. But what they brought in was the like killing, hunting people just like they hunt people now, like for fun.
Hey y'all want to come up? Come on up. I put I shared the link if you want to come up and speak or whatnot. If you're coming in new or whatnot, hey, how you doing? Y'all share y'all thoughts just as well. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Mississippi is the blueprint of making people believe that they were slaves. They used Mississippi, y'all. All oppressed. My grandmother was never oppressed ever, y'all. I'm telling y'all. My grandmother say they were Indian. My grandmother had this red
the Indians
skin. I'm
the
dark
Indians the
because of
ones
my
that started with
father.
the slaves.
But I'm saying listen, they really wasn't Indian. They were Creole Maroons. The Maroons ran the Mississippi. I read in the archives. Y'all got to go to the archives and read. The Maroons, they had a big fight. The Maroons gathered the people up, 277,000 troops, and came and fought the fucking Seminoles, what you call the Seminoles, to get the people that they had in slavery. They had started trying to enslave. And even the people that were indentured servants, they told them they wasn't finna make them live like this.
And
They
this
did.
girl,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. Oh, this girl on TikTok, she just found out in the 1500s, one of her great grandmothers had in the note in a document saying that the Siberian over their land, and they was Indians in the 1500s.
But Indian, listen, the word Indian came in the 1800s, late 1800s. That was under the Reconstruction of America, right? That was under Reconstruction of America. Black people did that, not white people. White people never did nothing structured, nothing until now. They got us in the 60s and 70s when they food king. Our leaders know that if someone, listen, this is how Black people operate, right? If someone else is trying to make them look like they're a god, they know that they're not going to fight. We will fight ourselves. And I want you to look up the lady Naya, Noba. Her name is Noba. Go to the tablets. Go to my video that I put. No, I went to the tablets reading because I'm trying to understand how all this started. No, her name is Noba or Naba, right? I think it's Noba. It's Nammu or Namma. Okay, she is the creator of all gods. Women were here. Men came 1,000 years after. So the gods are not men. The men, our enemies, is the black men. Even though we have them, the enemy is not even a white man. It's the black man. That's why they're the only race that be cussing us out, tearing us down.
But that's why the white man want them to be against us. Like they want us to, they want them to hold us, have constraint over us.
I swear to God, I'm gonna see the man name who was created. He went against her. Know what she did? That bitch put us. Oh, I ain't say bitch. That woman put us in its affirmative. This is why we're here, because they went against her. It was another lady that made she was created, and she started making different mankind and stuff like that. She's the reason why, like,
why
women.
This giving me nostalgia of that Aaliyah movie. Remember when she was a mummy? She was like a queen, but they had brought her back to life. That's what's kind of giving me.
Yeah, Norma is a real energy. She's controlling the land. She is the reason why we're waking up. She's the reason why that. You could do stuff for so long, and another. I don't know how that other shit go, but I know she's the reason why we're in this infirmity.
Okay, right? Because this not our home.
What's going on?
This earth is not our home. That's not where we belong.
No, it's not where we belong. We will put we were put in this infirmity. It was. I'll give you the man's name because it's in the tablets. Once he was created, years went by, and he called himself defeating her. It wasn't a real person. It was energy. The woman, I can't think of her name because I got it wrote down. It's a lot. I swear to God, it's a lot. She created all beings. She the one created all beings. And whatever happened in the midst of them trying to define her or whatever it is, because they be talking about the woman from California. That bitch ain't, and I'm saying bitch, that bitch ain't the top. Top of the line is Naba. That's her name. And she's
I need to look this up.
I'll send it. Go to the video. It's on my TikTok. You can look it up. It's gonna tell you. In the beginning of the time, it was her. She created all the other gods. The gods, the gods helped this other lady. It started with an N. I ain't gonna lie, the name's so funny. I can't remember her name because I'm just finding out like last week, right? They helped her create life. She created other beings. She took the masculine energy and created her own image of what she considered that other being would be, right?
Okay.
The male, oh my God, I got the male name he's wrote down too, who she created. He the one tried to go and
against her.
Yeah, and she stuck our ass in this firmament. That's where we've been ever since. And until we, in my opinion, I don't know, I'm still reading, right? My opinion, we have to start recognizing her, respecting her, going by the laws of her. And until we do that, we're gonna be in this bitch.
Well, I need to be reading the laws of her tonight, right now.
I don't know the laws. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
You don't know the laws?
You gotta go. Stop reading the Bible. God forgive me. Y'all do what y'all want to do, but stop reading
I'm already
the Bible.
past that Bible
Go
shit.
read
I'm
the
already
book.
past that.
Go read the tablets. That tells you everything. The Bible only been here 15,000 years. There's something before that, and me, I will be hungry for that. And I tell people to go look it up. And it really don't matter who was here first. Is you got to understand what you got to respect.
But the woman is God. That's it. That's how.
The woman is the God.
I know that's
the
for
God.
sure.
This is not our right planet, our right setting. She stuck us in affirmative. When they say they split her body up, it's like they're delusional. They not even understand. They just split her body up and made the heavens and the earth. No, they split the body up. She put us in affirmative. You get it? Motherfuckers, get it together. You can't get it together? Stay in that bitch. I'm just giving a ghetto version of it. You know what I mean?
No, I'm receiving it.
But anyway, y'all, let's get back to Nava. You got something you want to add, Mr. Roger? Roger, you want to add anything? I'm sorry. We just kind of got off track a little bit.
No, it's all good. It happens. I'm a YouTube drifter. How is everybody? I guess
I am good.
That's good. My first question. I would have to gather and assume that, a lot of the conversation stemmed from the Nolan Wells case.
It does. It does. Absolutely. That's what we're speaking on. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, I'll say my piece because, I travel, I drive for a living, and this is the end of my day. So I just kind of chime in and listen. Like I said, I'm a YouTube drifter. So, and I've been stuck on this case since it opened. And, I drive for 11 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right.
And so I'm on it all the time, and so I have, a lot of knowledge as to from where it started to the little bits and pieces of the puzzle that has been coming together.
Right.
To sum it up overall with Mississippi and along with some of the other states,
right.
We're dealing with a very heavily mass majority of, I ain't gonna put that word out there, but we know what we're dealing out there with.
Right.
According to this case and Mississippi overall,
we messing with the elite. That's why they buried it. If he was an ordinary white boy, they would have laid him the fuck down when you heard the audio.
Absolutely.
They just got some big dogs that allege, we're gonna use the word alleged, that's politicians and all this other stuff alleged that Polly was out there. You have kids that were drinking. Somebody had to give those 18-year-old people alcohol. I gotta understand, can minors even handle a boat? Then they were handling the boats while they were drinking. So the parents should be responsible for that shit too, right? So influence going on. It's a lot happening here.
Absolutely. So we can look at it, the kids ran home because they got into some mess and the parents pulled the shovel out. And we ain't talking about just ordinary parents. We're talking about a perfect triangle of people of power that have the necessary means to make things go away. So I summed it up to this, you stand where you stand, I stand where I stand, but it's all one big story, and what we are up against is more spiritual than it is physical.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm happy everybody realizing that.
Yeah, it's more spiritual than anything. So, being that time has passed and we have not gotten anything, who am I to say, well, when should you be about doing anything? Just like Ben Crump said, if the roles were reversed, immediately, things would have been, we would have been going to trial by now, probably getting ready to get sentenced, some things. So gathering what.
Look what they did with Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, absolutely. They did a quick work. With Mr. Anthony, they did a quick work. It didn't hesitate.
Well, I want to tell you, Mr. Roger, if it wouldn't be for us, with what I call the machine, the machine itself, and then you have white folks seeing it too, the ones that are not the people who want it to be, because these are white boys, they shouldn't get in trouble, right? They see it for what it's worth. The machine is us. Hold on, I'm sorry. The machine is us and white people. See, that's where they done messed up at. You get what I'm saying?
I get you.
They messed up and they allowed us to kind of they broke us apart with the Camelo thing. It was us against the boys because they lied and lied and lied and went on their campaign smear, right?
Absolutely.
And then this happened again. Mississippi is a place it's time for to tear it apart. I'm just keeping it above. This is the first case where we have not someone got hung and you don't have a hunch, right? You don't even have a clue. So they can't do shit about it. Something's gonna happen. But go ahead. I'm sorry for cutting you out.
No, you're good. You know, it never ceases to amaze me behind this. You know, just last night, you know, I'll pull up in North Carolina, Forest City. And you know, I get online and of course I'm pretty sure that you know by now that there was another dangling in Raleigh, North Carolina at random.
Right.
So that's a message that's being sent from the cowards. You know, it's a cowardly act to do such a thing and then go hide in the shadows. You know, so be sure the sin that be sure your sin will find you out. So I mean, moving forward with the Nolan Wells case, you know, things are slowly but surely coming to light, and you know it's gonna come to a head pretty soon because from what I'm seeing, from what I've gathered, you know, with me bouncing around, and you know, you guys do some pretty good work. You got pretty good insight. You're bringing it to the forefront. You make sure it's getting out there. It's very much appreciated. You know, and that's giving us a rest assurance that things will come to pass. You know, justice will be served. I mean, you know, I can't stomach, you know, interviews which should be interrogations. He's sitting up smirking and making statements and laughing and smirking and giving signs, and you know, I can't stomach that. But you know, I can't ride with it. But what I can ride with is keep talking. I'm enjoying it.
I ain't gonna lie. Every time they talk, we dissect the fuck out of them. Go ahead. We dissect them stupid. We dissect them stupid MFers. We match one interview with another interview, make them look like a fool. We said they trying to listen though. They trying to get public. They're trying their stuff in the public, just in case if they go to court. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Those boys who are doing it, I don't believe that they had nothing to do with it, but they know who did. In my opinion, and that's absolutely. I'm 100 with you on that. And then the one that is asking the question, I would like for him to be interviewed by my uncle. Let me tell you something. He went to Nancy Grace and tucked his tail. That woman, that Caucasian woman, it dogged him out. He wasn't combative. And guess what? I want you to go look at those interviews. You know that wine that's in the background of the lawyers and him? Guess who owned it? That Tatum guy. That's his kid. They don't care nothing about this case. They're there for promotions.
Yeah, for promotion. I don't call him Tatum no more. That's ex-officer Step and Fetch.
Well, I ain't mean to call him an officer because he definitely not that. My uncles were officers, and they wore their badge with pride. But go ahead.
Yeah, you can call it what you want. I mean, he don't stand for nothing, no way. He don't represent us in no kind of way, and it's kind of heartbreaking. But you know, he'll have his day in the higher court. You know, so
they gonna drag him out, and they gonna put him back on the shelf when all this over with. They not gonna look. He cried when Charlie Kirk died, and then he was on the interview say he would not cry as a man for his own effing child. Don't people then even invite his butt to the funeral, and he cried like a Chicago hoe. You hear me?
Wow. Oh yeah.
He cried like a Chicago hoe. You hear me?
Oh yeah.
Go look it up. It's on YouTube. He cried like a Chicago hoe.
I sure enough will.
That's facts. And they did not even invite him, but they're connecting the girl. This girl right here that's up here, they're shutting her pages down because she's the one showing how the pictures are photoshopped. She's showing They on her ass, and they try to kick her door in, all type of stuff they done did this woman. But guess what? She will not be silenced. Go to her YouTube, you're gonna see it. They done try to kick this lady door in, scare her and everything.
What's her name?
It's called Pink something now because they shut her thing down. I know it's Pink something. She gave it yesterday, and I took a screenshot of it because I go to her channel and see what she have to say because I go around. You know what I mean? So we get updates, and I want to share with other people opinions and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But listen, her, she got good. The Cajun, like I told somebody, I'm a paralegal. You do not you are not allowed to show pictures of anything that the cops should have. You're not supposed to be involved in any case either. I've been told, I said, y'all, those pictures are not real. Yeah, and I said they're not real. And they were like, well, how you know? I said, I'm telling you, they're not effing real. They would not, a good investigation person would not allow this. And guess what? I believe they said that the lawyers that the Nolan Wells mom and them had, they got another lawyer, which he's black. And the other ones quit. They resigned or whatever they did. You get what I'm saying?
I get you.
So it's going down. They not playing. These people not playing about their kids.
No.
And also the Black Caucus, which I don't like them, but I told them, listen, stop talking about them damn people. We gotta get what we can get so we can get this stuff shut down. Like a lot of stuff. If you go read about that little town, they say the suicide rate is high for children being bullied there.
Wow.
So it's the good old boys. He did so, man, the good old boys, and you better repent now. Look, listen, dude, go sit down somewhere. The internet is not scared about Jack, and the reason why we're not scared because we have freedom of speech, and we're just like you on the internet assuming saying they're not guilty. We're assuming certain things it's alleged. The news do it all the time.
That's right.
So
yeah, you absolutely right. But changes the concept. Let me subtract that. I'm gonna say this. Just from the beginning and all the way up until now, they really want to try to keep that cover up and try to shut people down because now not only is it cover up, it's a career, a saving of careers.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you, they are. That's why they keep putting the pictures out to try to get us away from the recording. I say stick to the recording. They had no idea that their woman was gonna do that. They had no idea that that stuff was being said in the background when that 911 call was put out. They had no idea. I said it's a bunch of stuff that I said. Just imagine the Cajun Navy putting out stuff and they not even a part of the investigation. Y'all don't think that's strange?
Right.
So y'all don't think that's strange? Y'all please like and share the stream. It's 147 of y'all right now. Please like and share the stream or whatnot. Please do so. But like I just, in my opinion, this is just an opinion, and it could be alleged. It's alleged just as well. I believe that somebody put him in a chokehold. He lost his airways. Somebody was stunting, trying to lay their stunt down behind a girl, and overdid it. And the boy died.
They couldn't take a real Mac on the scene taking their snow bunnies.
I said that.
Number one. Number two, they told on themselves on stage, oh, if we did something, then you'd have seen a body on the floor of the boat. Well,
no,
remember,
because they got enough room. If you go look at that boat, it's enough room to put a whole body in there. Down in the bottom.
Did you see that picture of the hand trying to come up?
But that's not real. That's not really playing with. That's Photoshop. That's shit photo.
Is that photoshopped?
Yeah, it's Photoshop. They put the boy. Yeah, that's AI. They got AI. Let me show you. Hold on a second. Let me show you. A lot of that stuff is AI. I wish I could. I'm gonna go
4th of July beach party. So I'm like 70% sure that this is Ava. Oh wait. Oh my God. Wait a second. Shown y'all guys before that there's 4 boats out here in this little cluster, right? But I'm looking at these weird pink lumps and stuff at the front of the boat, Bart's boat here. Is that a pile of life vests? Because I'm realizing there's not 20, 30 people on all of these boats. Like, I'm seeing 10, 12 people here tops. Let's not forget what a full house looks like on these boats. Because even in this video at the meetup place, there's not 20, 30 people getting ready to get on these boats. I mean, the boat left at 9:56, according to the GPS. We got like 7, 8 people here, like 6 people here. And also, if they were legitimately needing to be towed and they were trying to get the water to run off, why are they all spread out on the boat? Why are they on the boat in general? Why didn't they just get off on land or get on another boat? Trying to get the boat to tip up and go planing. Why do you have over half the boat on the front of the boat? These are experienced fucking fishermen. They know better than that. Yeah, I can't believe I've never thought of that before. If the boat was sinking, why are they even on the fucking boat? Yeah, and if it was so common and so easy to get, rides back with other people, strangers on Horn Island, why did they need to load everybody on the boat? Or were they yelling at Nolan to get on the boat? They didn't need to get him on the boat. And now that I'm looking at this, doesn't it look like Warren is on the phone? Could this have been when he was calling his mom 8 times? Also,
I want you to remember something. Remember a picture? They had a dark skinny boy cuddling with a girl in the beginning. That picture, and they made this boy dark. So I'm letting you know how Photoshop it is. There's a girl right here, and there's a boy right here. But remember, you had a dark skinny boy there. They did an AI and changed the characters. That's all they did, and they've been playing with us ever since. So get us away from the 911 call. But
one more thing that stuck out to me.
We called law enforcement. I was with Wyatt at the time after we left Jackson's house that night. I was with Wyatt, and one person we were with saw that their location was headed towards Wyatt's house. And so Wyatt got on the phone with 911 and was like, hey, these people are on the way to my house or already at my house. My mom and my dad are there alone, and they know nothing about this.
So he stumbled over his words from beginning to end in that story, so I don't believe any of it. But the one thing that sticks out to me was the phrasing, they don't know anything about this. If people are heading over to your house, why wouldn't you call your mom and dad before you called 911? Because it sounded like he was trying to keep his parents out of the loop of this story, which as a teenage boy implies that you have something to hide. Just a lot of different things to think about, right?
Again,
hold on one second. Let me
was in that poll. It does seem.
I gotta find. Let me see if it's gonna allow. I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to find her. I gotta find her. Hold on. Okay, we need to look at.
You want to get rich, and then
My camera don't
and then
work.
get rich, and then I'm gonna build a big ass house, and then I'm gonna party with my friends. You want to get rich, and then
My camera don't
and then
work.
This goes to show you that these people don't care about us, y'all. And you have people making fun and making light of it like if Unbothered was a person. And really, I don't know this person's face like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and share it anyway because, a lot of people look the same, But y'all brace yourselves before I show this clip. Y'all make sure y'all hype this video. Y'all make sure y'all subscribing, and shout out to everybody that's been subscribing and interacting with the channel. But they got a clip of what it appears to be allegedly Ashley Cole and karaoke night. So you mean to tell me you reached out to Nolan Wells' mom, Christine Wansley, and you showed that message to show everybody that you were concerned, but we read through the message. We see that your concern was only to cover your own ass and your own people's ass. We know that, but I want to show my people. I want to show them this clip. Y'all brace yourself. Check this out, y'all.
He got something going on.
Now, I just want to get a nice comparison. I'm going off of her hair. It's red in that room, so I'm thinking that that's why it's darker. And it's light right here in this picture right here, and that's why it's lighter. Do that look like Judge? Because I don't want to jump to conclusions or anything, right? And I'm not saying she shouldn't move on with her life or anything, But this lady just lost her child, ma'am. And if this is you, we got the DA writing letters saying that Miss Christine Wansley got 48 hours to turn over Nolan Wells' phone, and Nolan Wells supposed to be your son's homie. While these people are going through their tribulations right now, this is what you're doing, knowing that everybody's looking for answers right now.
I have to thank Officer Doofy. Officer Doofy, like, thanks to his caption there. What does his caption say? Breaking. Exclusive images shared off the Triton boat being towed by another boat. Okay, so again, you were being towed here, but you're also calling Cito for a tow. So why would you call Cito for a tow when you're already being towed?
Because they needed an alibi. They needed an alibi.
It's just the way the authorities are behaving now that makes you go, wait a minute. If you have any type of a critical thinking brain, the way the authorities are behaving has to make you raise an eyebrow. Take the boys out of it, because it's the people in charge that are at fault at this point. The people in charge continuously breaching their duty. People in charge continuously just stringing us along. Acting like we're going to forget. Acting like, hey, you already agreed on the joint inspection of the phone, and then you're going to go send a deadline for her to turn the phone over to you? That's not what was agreed upon. Y'all agreed to let Dr. Mitchell look at the body, and then y'all just sitting over there with y'all's thumbs up y'all's asses, acting like it's going to go away. Hey, guess what? It's not going away.
Now, after this clip, I want y'all to stay tuned, because allegedly Ashley Cole got a little history. Check this out, though.
Okay, y'all. Now let's talk about the Cito call, okay? Or the Cito demonstration video, because that's what I call it. I was just sitting here thinking, and I was looking, and I continue to look over this video, and I'm thinking to myself, if that is supposed to be Wyatt sitting on the serum calling Cito, then why is the audio to the Cito call when Vicky asked him, what is it, the coordinations and things of that nature? Why say, let me go look? If he's sitting right there, where are you going to look?
Do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Now, that can't be the call for them needing the Cito call, right? It can't be, because they're already being told. So what was the point of that demonstration video and saying that that is the actual video? Because Warren said it was the video, and Tatum posted it was the video of the specific. Attorney also said that that was the confirmed. But how so when they're already being told while they're doing the demonstration to the Cito call? I don't know, just my observation.
Now y'all see why we do this. The longer they let the internet sit with their lies, the more we're gonna pick it apart. Because if they just introduce us to something, we need to analyze it a little bit. But watch this next clip, what they saying about Judge Ashley Cole, alleged.
The judge who hid Nolan Wells' phone tried to do it. This time, it's with Wyatt. Let's talk about it. Right here in this photo, we see this news article published in July of this year that allegedly the judge who hid Nolan's phone paid $100,000, or tried to anyway, to rule Nolan's death as accidental. Why is nobody talking about this? Not only did she hide the phone, but she's also trying to bribe police. And yet she's still not arrested? Mississippi, FBI, what's going on? Because it seems like there's selective enforcement here. It seems like y'all are not trying to hold this woman accountable. She was the one who had possession of Nolan's phone. And her son was one of the sons that was last spotted with Nolan. And then on top of that, here we are. She's allegedly bribing the police department to rule Nolan's death as an accident, willing to pay $100,000. $100,000. And yet, no arrest. Still, yeah. It's time to get up in people's face.
Judge Ashley, $100,000? Sure, you give me that and I'll be quiet. And I wasn't even.
Hold up. Where is they finding all this shit at? I'm confused, but I'm finna finish listening. See how I'm reacting like, you know, like I see this stuff for the first time all the time, right? And I react with the, I'm like, where the fuck are they getting this information from? It's finished listening. We'll just see, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But now, fool, your son going to jail, bro. Won't you save that money for these lawsuits and his commissary? Yeah.
Now, to my question. Don't you understand why people are suspicious? Because Nolan's separated from his phone, which no teen does. I get it. Why he didn't have it in the water. I get that. I dive, I swim. I just went swimming with the dolphins with my twins. And yes, my phone was on the boat. But then I got it. I didn't let the boat take off without it. Then it was in the friend's custody for hours. Then we hear things may have been deleted because there's no snaps, no images, no emails going out for hours on end. And the friends had control of his phone. So at least you can admit that's why people are curious. I'm curious.
Nancy, I think it's because people are out putting out misinformation and they don't have the totality of circumstances because they haven't heard from the boys, didn't watch the interview and all of this stuff, and they feel that it's convoluted. It's very straightforward to me and very clear in many areas that boys are saying they did not have access. Christine, Nolan's mother, is not saying unequivocally that things were deleted. She was surprised that things were not present. Therefore, she insinuated that things may have been deleted. But she did not really say that the phone was deleted. And the fact that they did not communicate with both sides, meaning that I wish that the Nolan Wells family would have communicated with these boys instead of me, would have talked to their lawyers instead of me, then therefore they could have gotten a good perspective. The boys made mention in the interview that I did with them that they told Christine, Nolan's mother, that they had his phone and his keys in their possession.
God.
Therefore, she came to get them. They turned them over. They have no access to his codes. They have no reason to delete his phone. They're claiming there's nothing that was deleted.
Did this ninja just say that everything is misconstrued because we didn't see the interview?
Because they haven't heard from the boys, didn't watch the interview and all of this stuff.
I told y'all, everything is about promotion with these people. He mentioned that we need to go back and look at his interviews twice, which has nothing to do with what Nancy Grace asked him. Why the hell are you promoting your podcast? It don't have nothing to do with us not watching the interviews. She said, don't you think it's suspicious? Don't you think that people are justified with being worried, being as though that Nolan Wells didn't have his phone? What in the hell that got to do with us watching your program? It's promotion, y'all.
They talked about this with the medical examiner in DC. The discoloration to the back of the head shows blunt force trauma to the back of the head. The fact that the throat is missing means that they're hiding the evidence of a death, whether that be,
I think that's what it is,
blunt force trauma, then strangulation, hit you in the back of the head, and then but this is not gonna let this go. Nobody's gonna let this go. No. They're not gonna get away with this shit. If I'm gonna cover this shit every week, I'm gonna say something about it every week. Rest in peace, Nolan Wells, every week. But arrest everyone involved. Arrest the parent, arrest the judge who tried to cover it up, arrest the judge who allowed them to park the boat at the house where it got cleaned at, arrest the judge who tried to use her power to deceive the public, disbar her, arrest all the children involved. All the children have contradicting stories, but they was all there.
Part of my friend. You want to get rich and then like
My camera don't
and then
work.
like get rich and then I'm gonna build a big ass house. And I'm a part of my friend. You want to get rich and then like
My camera don't
and then
work.
like get rich and then I'm gonna build a big ass house. And I'm a part of my friend.
Not only does this show Nolan Wells' personality, but why am I playing this? One, a lot of people haven't seen it. Two, it goes to show you that he records every damn thing he do.
Yep.
So where's the information in the phone?
So word has it that on the island that day they were doing MMA style fighting. People were recording stuff. Well, Carter got into a fight and I guess got his ass handed to him. Allegedly, Warren confronts Nolan about possibly recording the fight and probably wanting it deleted because he just got his ass beat. And they didn't want that circling around. And so Warren takes the phone, and now Nolan's going to give me back my fucking phone. They're saying that Nolan then got on the boat before the boat left. Nolan got on the boat. Allegedly. This is what somebody is saying that was there, that saw this. It definitely makes sense, for sure. It would also make sense why they're not giving the Wansleys and Crump and his team a time and date to go through the phone together. Why don't they want to go through the phone together? Because they're going to see that video is probably deleted. I'm sure people are going to come to me in the comments, oh, you're just making shit up, you're grifting, you're doing this. Listen, I'm just sharing what I have come across in my own little investigation.
I'm hearing this a lot, y'all. Carter got his ass whooped. Nolan recorded it, got on the boat, and didn't want to erase it. This is what I'm hearing, y'all.
Everyone who's in my comments talking about the Snapchat location and the Life 360 location being different locations. The reason why I posted the video that I posted is because of this interview, which Sima says that Javon and Jalen looked at the Snapchat, and that's where Nolan's phone was pinging, and it was like a whole bunch of people in that area. So that's why they went to the house to get the phone.
That's when we started checking the phone. Well, for Christine, it's at one place, but for them on Snapchat, it showed another place. So that's the place we went to. And it showed that everybody that was in the house, it was like a lot of people there. Like it was, I'm not familiar with all the kids. I only know like one there, but it showed that the phone was at what a lot of people were at. So that's how we knew where to go to. We went there. They were all there. They were sitting there, lights off, watching TV.
Did they immediately give you the phone? Because knowing that phone was there.
It took about 15. They did. They gave me the phone, but it took about 15 minutes to get the phone. Because I even asked, I'm like, did y'all have to walk back to Horn Island to get the phone? Or like, where's the phone? Because it took so long when they said it was in, when Wyatt told me it was in his truck, it took him so long to get the phone back to me. So when they brought the phone back.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Tashima. I want to hear that.
When they brought the phone, after I said something about it, he was like, well, she's going to get it. I was like, who's going to get it? He's like, the girl's going to get the phone.
See, they scared of her. They know she a snap on their ass. I'm telling you, them people are scared of.
Oh wow! I'm gonna find the one where she talk about the pictures and stuff, but it's getting there. They're trying to get the phone without both parties. Look like for both parties to find out what's going on. They're trying their best, but I know that they're gonna take care of that part. You know what I mean? That's why there's two lawyers now. You got a civil lawyer and a regular lawyer there now. You know what I mean? And I think when the other lawyers were there, they were slow rolling with them. And obviously those people must have knew that they were playing games. So they retained another lawyer. You know what I mean? Like something wasn't smelling right or whatever. That's crazy. These people, something's wrong with these damn people.
Well, everything gonna come to a head as slowly. The little bits and pieces that's coming about, like I say, I get on a lot of platforms and I just listen.
Right.
And there's very few that I tap into. Like I tapped into this one's pretty good, but every little thing that I have been seeing that has surfaced since we have saw the news flash, 3 guys come home and 1 left behind. So, it's a done deal, and then it stems from again, we already know that it stems from the son of the head of the organization made a few phone calls, and then Sheriff Bedwetter, no foul play without, and then they didn't even let Miss Christine, because isn't it so the parents have to identify the body, because how do they know who they did?
They didn't get to. They had the dinner record.
That's what I'm saying. How do they know who he is?
Right.
That could have been a whole they have to call that individual down and say, we found somebody. Is this your son? No, immediately. We don't see no foul play.
Some people ain't even get to see their son. You know that, right? Allegedly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's some coward shit.
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you something. Oh my God. I just, like, I just wouldn't take it good. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I ain't gonna lie, I'll bury my kids, but I just wouldn't take it good thereafter. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just would not take it good at all. And my thing
One by
is,
one.
I'm gonna tell you this, and don't get offended. Them white folks know in their mind and soul, the mass majority of black men ain't gonna do shit. That's why they do what they do. This new generation of men, they gonna run their fucking mouth. They ain't gonna do shit. They ain't gonna bust a grape. When I was in the 80s and 90s, the men will fight the fucking cops. I told them that was the drug area. The drug era. Dumb dudes, listen, because I know my baby father is no longer living. And he got killed in 95. And they brought that 3 strikes you're out. So they took the real strong men out. And they brought the sister men to help discipline the kids. Take the kids from the mom and she whooped their ass and all this other stuff. And they blame the household, but the system is controlling everything and nobody said nothing. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when a man, I'm just keeping it a buck, and y'all, I'm not inciting violence or nothing like that. But if you take mine, I take yours, you gonna fucking stop. When you put extensive policies on your fucking kids, the insurance people is gonna get on these motherfucker heads. Start getting big insurance policy. About $1 million on when you know your kid out there, get $1 million.
Absolutely.
And it's so sad because they're not going to the hood doing this. They're going to kids that they know that got a future. Everybody I've been seeing, they are straight A student. They were going to be promising to whatever it is. You get what I'm saying? They not going in the hood calling people all this lavish stuff. And I was just telling somebody, bro, I grew up, I went to a predominantly white school, which ended up being a diverse school. No one never called me a nigga. But we'll beat the fuck out of it. And we never, they were like, you ain't never, fuck no. Did you know when I experienced it? On the fucking internet. I went to school. My class of people will break some, no, whatever. They will break your jaw. They ain't, did you see he say that? They didn't care. You're not gonna say it again. I just never, like I told him, I'm from Louisiana, right? Never ever seen no white person say the N-word ever. This stuff from the internet. I ain't never heard them talk about light skin, black, dark skin, whatever it is. Men don't care in real life what your skin tone is. They just date you. They not, like all this stuff is on the internet, this bunch of foolery. You know what I mean? But like I'm just like, what I mean, like, where we get this from? Like, how do you believe what you hear and not what you see or what you experience in life? Like, there's no effing way.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. I mean, it's so tiring at this point.
I'm in agreement with you. There's a mass majority of men that are incarcerated, and the mass majority of the other half is weak. And what I mean by that is, the government controls. The government controls it all. When cocaine hit the scene, ninjas seen they can make a couple dollars. They shut the job market down in certain places.
They shut it down. They shut it down in the 60s and 70s. They took those people, factory jobs, and shipped them up out of here, and they didn't even fight about that. But go ahead.
Yeah. When they shut those jobs and factories down, and then in a code denying people jobs, that leaves a black man, us as black men, no choice but to get to the bag.
Yep. And that's why I was trying to say the reason why they started doing it. The generation in the 70s, in the 60s, 70s, they were in the 80s selling rug. I'm gonna say the word rug, right? And that's because they watched their uncles start going in. You know how they used to go to the corner, shoot dice, whatever. They started being alcoholics because they didn't know how to recover. Because these people then took factory jobs, stuff like that. Like them people, I ain't gonna lie, they can say what they want. We had our own everything before the integration stuff. Like it's no offense to nobody now, but we had it all. We had everything. We didn't have to worry about them taking jobs because we had our own ish. You know what I mean?
That's right.
They
That's
start
it right
controlling
there.
the system when this nigga King wanted us. I don't know how. I'm just confused about that part. But I mean, I'm not confused. I know what he did and why he did it. However, my thing is when my grandfather, I'm thankful that it wasn't all good. I'm not saying it was bad. We were like middle class, right? And they were able to sustain and the lifestyle that they live, right? They were like, my grandmother was in politics. She was, she's always been an activist. So she was able to maintain even if something happened with my grandfather, right? So the woman kind of stepped up and the government wanted it that way. You get what I'm saying? But I tell everybody, you can say what you want. My grandmother ain't never talked to my grandfather no type of way. He still gave her the check on Friday to pay the bills, made sure everything was good. He had money to eat during the week, put gas in his truck. He didn't give a damn because the hot meal was out on the thing. And the woman still was working, still having a baby, still doing everything. She didn't mind carrying a torch because the men, it wasn't that she thought he wasn't shit. She knew that what predicament he was in. When the women would cook, have suppers, they don't understand that. You get what I'm saying? And as generations went by, they start selling rugs, got comfortable, didn't want to fight for whatever they needed to fight for. Then guess what? They want to say Clinton's the first black president when he's the one stuck him in jail like that. And I said, that's the most screwed up. When I think about it, we didn't think about it back then, right? Because he got his whacked off in the house, right? They gonna say that's something a ninja would do, right? So y'all praising him and he's sticking y'all and stuffing y'all in numbers in jail. And now you suffering, your kids suffering. Because guess who out here governing them? The government. And that was the strong Booger means. I ain't gonna even lie. Those was they had some abusive ones, but they were the most strongest men and didn't let you disrespect them or violate them ever. I watched that generation because I was young coming up watching. So
you on point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling them, and they were like, the women got on welfare. Nigga, you was in the projects with them hoes. Stop lying. Your plate was bigger than the children plate. The fuck are y'all keep talking about women being on Section 8 when you was okay making 4,500 or more, 1,000, 10,000 a week selling rugs, and you ain't even try to take that money and say, well, let me go buy a house. Let me go do this for my mama. She living in a
Start
shack.
a business.
But yeah, she living in a shack. You going worrying about paying 45, 10,000, 20,000 on a fucking car, Dayton's and Bowls, 6x9 to cost your dad for 15 in the back, 12 in the back. I know about that generation. You did nothing. Now you 45, still living with your mama, talking about the old days. Now you calling bitches sad and bitches and hoes now because nobody want to deal with your broke ass because you ain't got shit to show for it.
Yeah, we was on a platform yesterday. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, go.
You know, we was talking about that yesterday, and we had a call to men to stand up from wherever you at. That woman needs you. Them children need you because, you know, if you want to kill a body, you get to the head. You know, and God made us to be the head and not the tail. Think about it like this. If you see a snake, you got to hit him in the head because that's where his fangs and his poison is at. So his body can survive. He can hit what he gonna hit and eat what he gonna kill, and so his body can survive. But if you take something and hit him in the head, that body gonna go limp. So it is with families. And you get the head of that family, and you destroy him. The rest of the body is weak. That woman and them kids is vulnerable.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna beg a difference. I think we both here as equal from what I read from the tablets, right? The man is supposed to be a protector and he's supposed to protect the lands, right? If you go look at all the white people who they studied the woman, and it's no offense to you, no men, right? Because we still born.
I got you.
We still born. The man and the woman is equally yoked. They have their part. How they participate, right? And they want to stay stuck where King was telling the woman she's supposed to be in the kitchen bathroom pregnant. My grandma's never in the kitchen bathroom pregnant. She's working, she was 14, 15. But they got this concept and they passing it on to these younger people like that shit happened that way. You get what I'm saying? Yes, I do agree that the men are lost. You get what I'm saying? I do agree. The women are lost in a concept because they tired of waiting. I'm gonna tell you the truth. They're tired of waiting. You get what I'm saying? So the women go get their degrees. They go get their houses. Oh, what you doing? You supposed to be what a ninja. This woman work like you. She go deal with the kids unless she needs you. You around here talking about she got 30 kids, but you making broken homes, right? Every other race doing it too, but y'all the only race calling it out. You're calling your women out on national platforms. No other race is doing that, which is sad to me. You get what I'm saying? I believe that we're here, we need you. And that's the bad part about y'all don't understand how we need you, but we don't want you violating us.
Absolutely.
We just don't want y'all violating no more. Because if you go read the man with Project 2025, go read his thesis. You know who he studied? The black woman in Louisiana and Virginia. She the one organized. She put everything together. The men did what they had to do. Her and the man together made shit happen. You understand? And that's all I got to say about that. And yes, do y'all supposed to be the strength? Should y'all be not? I mean, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say this on here because I don't want to get banned for this. I don't know how some of the platform. I'm gonna use the word 9 o'clock a bitch. If they do whatever, we took care of our own communities when we were growing up. I promise you on my life, we took care of our communities. The men was selling well, get you ain't coming in there violating no old woman. You ain't playing with no kids. Certain kids, they were like, nigga, you need ninja. You carry your ass to school, I'll whoop your ass. Mama have a problem. Even them boys and sacrificing themselves, they were, man, listen, I promise you, it was so different than it is. I see the men pulling out the phones, recording women beating each other up. I like, you pulling out a phone for a woman, pull a phone out. What is up with this? So I believe that y'all have y'all essence. We have our essence. When we start, listen, if you look what these YT people doing. They protecting each other. They protecting each other. You know how many people that was out there? They are protecting each other.
That's why we have standstill to a degree.
Right. Look how the platforms with the men, like our men. Regardless, those boys are dead ass wrong. Black people, you gotta have accountability. Dumb people don't have no accountability, and they tell you need to have transparency. You need, and now they mimicking what these YT people say. No offense to y'all, but they are. You get what I'm saying? These people are protecting these people. They protecting them. There was too many people out there not to know that boy got Elise on the boat. So that's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Okay.
So I believe that we both have to check ourselves right now.
Absolutely.
So it's no offense, and I be trying to not offend whatever, but the truth is the truth. Messed up.
No, I come from that way. You know, I earned this great beard honestly, so I get it. You know, can't hurt my listen. Some people don't know how to take constructive criticism either.
Right.
You know what I mean? They get their feeling hurt, they get their pride hurt, or you disrespecting me, and then they ready to go there. You know, sometimes you got to look in the mirror and say, well, was that an individual right? Keep myself in check.
Right.
You know, sometimes. So I ain't never too grown or too old.
The reason why I'm saying it, because I normally used to be so bold with it, but in my mind, I'm like, our men need some type of help. Like there is something to encourage, coach them into thinking that this woman's supposed to be whipped like she was really in a fucking field. You want her to up you at night. You want her to get up in the morning, cook for you, then go to a job, get those kids ready when they get home, right? Then you want her to soothe your ego. What the hell you did? I cut the grass. You don't even do that no more. Y'all pay people to $20, $50 to do that. You know what I mean?
Tarzan mentality.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say.
Tarzan Jane mentality. Yeah, I get you.
So if you like, and I ain't gonna lie, if a surgeon men that's getting on their ass, debating them, and they can't look, they have no words for it. I have a group of guys that I watch every, like on TikTok, right? They be on their head. They can't even answer for it. They don't be having an answer like trying to, you just catering to the women because the women on here, bruh. All y'all know how to do is call names. All y'all know how to do is deflect on what we talking about. We want to make this right with each other.
Run from the issue instead of trying to resolve it.
Right. Mother Nature is to woke us the F up to let us know we was never slaves, first and foremost, right? Mother Nature, for some reason, got us dingling with bells, understanding things that we didn't even know because I was taught this in school, but I'm listening and I have to think about it. My grandmother did used to say she wasn't a slave, but you not comprehending it because you go to school and history and the books tell you this shit. You watching Kunta Kinte on the damn TV and all this other stuff, right? So you're assuming this and that, and so now you're realizing because you're reading your history from the archives that we had this leader, we had that leader. No, we were this, we were that. How did we get here? That nigga King. You know what I mean? Not just him, but other people in a process playing these leader games. They put us in the church for school. The preachers, they basically baited us in because they were paying them. Then they put us in schools. Now what we at now? We teaching a generation of kids bow down to us. We finna paper genocide the hell out of them. You understand? Now we waking up. You got all this war going on over there to try to play with us. Now this is an international thing. Y'all are obliterating other people over there, and those white people. Those people look like you. Y'all don't give a damn. Y'all want control. So until I'm gonna keep it a buck. Until we understand each other again, we don't have to never stand in the neighborhoods, but what we're doing right now, even on the internet, we taking care of our community. It might not be in the flesh, but it's through the internet. And and this is how we used to do within our communities. We kept motherfuckers out of there. That's how our children was not getting kidnapped. That's why the kidnap ratio wasn't high back in the 80s and 90s, because you ain't coming in our neighborhood because we knew everybody in there. We knew all their family members. And if somebody was parking at the end of the road, who you looking for, sir? You lost? You know, being nice. We ain't telling you can't be there, but we want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Now,
who are you and who you looking for?
Right. Now we don't even know. Our children walk out the house, they never come home now. Think about it.
Absolutely.
I'm not happy this boy is dead, but I'm happy that we have enough clues to know that that boy had to leave the island.
We know.
No one dumb in their mind would try to swim in a big ocean like that to try to get back to land. There's no way.
He didn't stay behind. We know that. We got enough sense enough to know, to gather in our mind that, judging from what Miss Christine and Elmore said, they know their child. We know our children. We bond with them from the womb. Okay? So, and what we pour into them, instill in them, are the keys to life.
Right.
So I stand with them. I firmly believe that he had enough sense to whoever he went with to come back with.
Let me tell you something.
He didn't.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry.
No.
I just
You
be getting
good? Come
thoughts
on
in my
in.
head. No, I just be getting that should be this. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to cut you. I just be hearing, and I be
You
getting
good.
like I be so hyped. You know what I mean? And
I'm like, hey, we share that in common. Come on.
I be
come on
hyped because I'm like tired of these. Oh my God, I'm so tired of these people. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
I'm just tired. And like I said, my children have a diverse of friends, and they know I'm black first. I don't care about nothing else,
All day long.
and I will
All day
protect
long.
those kids just as well because they are not bad kids. And in my heart, I don't think those kids will do exactly what they did, because when you have a bracket of kids that's not rich, you really don't have those problems with black and white kids.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
If you are
That's
with
right.
privileged kids that jealous because that kid can get more or he just is better, they think like he still should be under them some type of way. You know what I mean?
He was a talented young man.
Oh, that's
with
what
a
I
promise. with a promising future.
Right. Then they gonna
You
say he
know,
was drinking, and the coach said, "No, he was fine when I saw him." The
I
coach
could have,
said he was
I
fine
could
when
have.
he saw him.
Yeah, the coach said he was fine. You know, I'm talking about he was drinking. You know, that was a setup from the beginning. That and then step and fetch. He had, you know, rugs. Yeah,
He was just putting stuff out there, and I can't wait till the Nolan family grab that shit because they
it's,
know they got the autopsy. They can't stop him from getting it. They just haven't made it public yet. You know what I
the
mean?
autopsy,
I don't believe that
and
he
the
was
phone.
drinking. Yeah, I don't believe that he was drinking. If, in my
No,
opinion, and this alleged, if something's in his system, I can grant you it was placed there. And know
absolutely.
why? Because he was going to school Monday. He was going to he just got in D1. Who will fuck that up?
If it
Stop.
is in there too, also check this out. I didn't mean to cut you off. You just
Go
triggered a
ahead.
thought. Wasn't it? You know who's that rapper? Warren G. Wasn't it? His dad is a doctor that took a leave of absence or something to that degree off work for what? To
I'm gonna be
doctor on
honest.
something? Come
I
on
don't
now.
be
Come
honest.
come on in.
They're alleging on the thing that he was providing them with. I don't know. You know what I mean? I mean, it's alleged.
Yeah, yeah.
It's out on the internet
But what I'm
saying, "Yeah, I know what
yeah,
you're talking about.
catch. Okay, okay.
I know what you're talking about,
You
bro.
know
Yeah, I know. I know."
what were the things that was left behind? You know what I mean? Where
Oh,
that didn't make it to Washington, where there was an
oh, you talking about
incompletion.
the neck and stuff like that?
Come on
We can
now.
talk about that because that's
What you finna interject in there? Why you off work?
Oh, I didn't
I
know
don't
he
know.
took a
That's
leave. I didn't know he took a leave.
come on. Like I say, I'm a drifter. I gather.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I didn't know they took a leave.
not to say that I know more than, but see what I gather. You
No,
know,
whatever I
some
don't know, just
platform,
say it.
yeah, yeah, some platforms, you know, have a little bit more and this and that. And I'm not saying that you don't have it because you're on point with everything you're saying. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, what from what I gather, because I, you know, it don't look. I got 5 kids. They all grown, and can't now one of them slide nothing up under my nose without me smelling
I
it. Come on
swear.
now,
Listen. I
come
promise
on.
you, I know when my kids walking through the door. For some reason, I used to wonder how my grandmother knew. I know when
Mm-hmm.
something wrong with them, and I don't tell them
Mm-hmm.
how, but you could tell each child is
Mm-hmm.
different. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Now tell me this: you from Louisiana? I heard you say, right?
Yeah,
My mother was New Orleans native.
I'm
Okay,
from
so
Baton
riddle me. Baton Rouge. Okay, all right, neighbor, how you doing?
Rouge.
Anyway, you know, riddle
You
me
know
this.
you know how we get down.
Come on. And I know you finna say the same thing. My mother, you know, growing up as a teenager, I'll be out in the street with my
So
friends
you know
doing
we
dirt.
the
How?
maroon. You know that I read our history. We are the maroon. We are the Creole Maroons. We were
Yeah,
Maroons
absolutely.
first, and it was a fight.
Yeah.
They gathered more people, came back, and they called themselves the Maroons. They ran the
Mm-hmm.
listen. All these people talking about they was this and that. They lying. Go look in the archives and read it.
Mm-hmm.
The Louisiana. I don't know. I know that they conquered Baton Rouge so they could keep the strait of what they call Mississippi now. Because New Orleans itself was the heart of whatever it was, what we call New Orleans, right? Baton Rouge was
Mm-hmm.
not even a part of New Orleans. They conquered New
Mm-hmm.
Orleans with the flag and dared anybody. Anything that's not Florida, it was a part of anything that's not Florida. It became a part of Baton Rouge when they lied and said they sold in the Louisiana Purchase. No, them people conquered.
Mm-hmm.
The people conquered it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. So
No, you
I just
good.
want to put it out there. Yeah, we were part of the Creole Maroons.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, go
You
ahead.
got a lot of family throughout Louisiana.
Yes, we got some in Chicago, like they descended from us, and a lot of people move up. I believe that's north, right? To more
Mm-hmm.
to Chicago and stuff. We have family, a lot of family in Chicago too. But all
I
my
got a lot
family
of
is in Louisiana.
I got a lot of family in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, and Chicago too.
My grandmother, daddy changed his name to Isaac, but he was a Robinson. My grandmother's father found her. That's why I tell people to go do your blood test because you don't know if your
Mm-hmm.
family changed something. we
Mm-hmm.
carried the last name Isaac, and I was wondering why Isaac was so small because black people, what I mean, we had big families, and it came about that we were Robinsons. Her brother found his set of kids, which was my mama and her brothers and sisters, and they reunited. The brother was looking for the family and found my grandmother before she even died and before he died. So we really are Robinsons, if that makes sense.
Makes a
Related,
lot of
I
sense.
think they're related to the Robinsons. So when they say the white man took your name, it's a lie. Black men changed their own fucking names. You know what I mean?
I got you.
All that slavery shit is a lie. Black people changed their name even because of income tax purposes. No one took their name. Now, did people come across and took last names because those people died in war and they come out? They were killing people? No. If they lost the war, they would kill the general. And I'm learning all of this. I'm learning all of this. And then they got lenient. They would just demote them. But it's a lie. I swear to God, it's a lie. It's a lie. It's so deep. It's a lie.
You're on point. You're on point. I just wanted to know if I was talking to kinfolk or not, because I got a lot of family. It was 12
I'm a Pearson.
on each side.
My daddy's side is a Pearson, and I don't know who else, whatever, but I know I'm actually a Pearson. My mother was an Isaac. I don't know who my mother's father is, but I just got approved to run my genealogy company because I'm doing a K through 12 high school online. So I just got all that stuff approved last week, right? So I just got approved that I can do my genealogy because I want us as Black people to know if we're really related to who we say, because a lot of people changed. So a lot of people left and changed their name. They did a lot of stuff, and for some reason they blamed it on the white man, and it's not true.
Yeah, a lot of people ran north.
Right. They and they call it Chicago and all these other people. So I know we got people in Chicago for sure. We have 10 folks in Chicago.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I don't know. Like my grandmother, like I know she was a Robinson, but her mom last name started with a B. I forgot what it is, but I never knew who my grandmother's mom was, because it looked like she died young. So I am going to search for all that so I can know. So my children can move forward and understand where they come from. You know what I mean? And it has nothing to do with this and that, huh?
Let me know if it's brown.
Oh, brown? Okay, I will let you know if I'm getting some brown. You might be thicker than that, though. You might be, and you don't know if someone down the line changed our last name to Browns too, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
important.
Yeah, that is my grandmother's maiden name. I haven't got to the great. I did a
That's
little.
what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good. I did a little genealogy research too, where they shut the library down, let you in through the middle of the night, and you do the search and so forth and so on.
No.
So
What I'm doing is I'm doing a swab. I'm not doing with a lens because that don't work.
You doing swab?
Yeah,
how does? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
And anybody that go to my school, you will be able to be in. It's called a lab, genealogy lab that I'm gonna have. You'll be able to get a swab so you can make sure, like if that's, it's gonna be a consent thing because you got to consent. Like, you want to make sure, like, okay, you say this is your father. Like, did anybody change their last name? Are you related to any other outside cousins that you may have not known? You get what I'm saying? We're going to try to go back. I think you could try to go back to 7 or 8 or 9 or even farther generations if they could, right? So what you want to know is, and you have kids that don't even know their family at all. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I want the healing. It's time for us, like the healing process of us. We can't change it, but we have to figure out how to move forward. Take heed to what it was. Stop. I mean, we talk about the past, supposed to remember the past so we can understand how to move in the future. White folks were slaves when they came here. They was under the barbarian slave trade, which they don't talk about at all. They was the slave trade since the 1400s all the way to the 1800s. They came on our land in 1902. So people just keep talking. You got to know the history. The Mann Act is the White Slavery Act. What they be trying to charge black men with now. The Mann Act is considered the White Slavery Act. Go look it up. You know what I mean? The nationalization law is the law that they put to allow them to stay here. They immigrants too. They descended from immigrants themselves. They don't talk about that. And I'm sick of black people just talking about themselves. Let's talk about everybody.
That's right. All hands on deck. Everybody.
Right. You look up the barbarian slave trade. That was them. They came over here. They were allowed to come here because they were being oppressed. They were not able to own land. Their kings and queens had them like slaves. What they called the Moors, the African Moors. Oh my God. They were selling their allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, but their women and their daughters and women to them. That's where they get that men can have more than one woman. It comes from that.
Wow.
Because they come over here. They were indigenous servants working for shelter and food. They gave them land. The government paid for people to move outside of this nation. So remember, no one came in. They went out. We have people on all corners of this earth that belong here. Let's be clear. No one came in here. A few Africans came here. White people descend from Africans. They're the only people that can make albino children. Check it out. Stop saying it. We make all different colors, don't get it wrong, but they specifically make albino looking babies. Look it up. You don't believe it.
Making a lot of sense.
I'll
follow you.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And go look at when they came through, that's Rikers Island, or I forgot the name of it. They came through there with no passport straight here. And it was in 1902. That's when they came here. They call them Slavic people that turn white. They come through, look up the Patricia trade liner. And I forgot it's a lot of them. It's a bunch of trade liners. They brought 12 million people here. Guess what? All these boats are in the archives. Not one black slave boat is in our archives. They are in our archives, picture and all. The orphan slave trade, the orphan train is where they get the word slavery from, because they were creating kids. They call them Cabbage Patch Kids, and they let them out in the urban communities, and black people were taking care of these people. Look it up. It's in the archives.
Okay. Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yes.
Wow.
Look. When they said black people was in the carnivals, it was them. They would call them anchor babies.
And they sure came out with them little dolls and toys.
They made them. Listen, they was making them. These people created these things. These people that's soulless, they were dropping off in the neighborhood, because guess where they had them working? In the mines. They had kids working in the mines.
Wow.
Absolutely. They made them, and they were created. When they were done, they were 1 year old. No soul. You got to ask yourself. They talk about the 1800s, then they jump all the way to the 1400s. You never heard what happened in this year, that year. It's a whole 1,000 years erased. You never heard about nothing other than the 1400s or the 1800s, the 800s, not the 1800s, but 800s. What they used to do, if y'all go look at documents used to have the J or the I on it. What they did was remove the J or the I and put a 1. They jumped. We're not in. That's why the Ethiopian people is in a later year, because we're in the wrong year. Y'all don't know everything, but I read things that I think that's pleasing to me. That can help me, because we had so many resets here, y'all.
Well, we have to educate ourselves.
They be like this. I say, oh, that could have happened. We had so many resets, but I know what happened to us. I know Louisiana was the stumping grounds of everything. That's why they try to come buy the Africans was buying all the black stuff to try to make so we could be under them. No, we're not Africans. We're not continents. You can't tell us where we come from. So don't tell me who I am. That's why black people are fighting back against them, because they come and get money on the backs of us. And we say we're not doing that no more. What is it benefiting us? We have been change every 10 years. We one century, we're migrants. We're Negroes. We're this, we're that. Now we Africans. You know why we became Africans? Because of Jesse Jackson when he was running for president. Go look at the lawsuit where the Africans sued him for calling us African Americans. Y'all don't read nothing. They started this in the 80s when he started running for president. They used him up to run so that they could reclassify us as African Americans. We said nothing. The men said nothing.
Wow.
That's just the truth. Go look it up. Some Africans, I think in 89 and I think in 2004, they were suing him. And guess what? He's not considered African American. He was considered some type of Indian. Go look him up. Why he's saying that we black, we African Americans, he's not considered African American. How y'all let these people keep coming playing in y'all face like that?
Right.
Do we need them? Like the air sharks? Yes, we need them, regardless of how we thought or how we think how crooked they are. We can't get in these rooms without these niggas. Because you know why? You don't set your children to become, your children are not wanting to become these things. So when something happened to them, right? We don't have the influence. We don't have the next leaders. That's why you still have these old MFers still here. And I'm not mad at them at all. Oh, we don't want him. You want his ass because we can't get in the room without him. Get mad and make your children do better. And I got 20-year-olds. They don't want to be that shit either. But I'm just telling you why we still need these people we be talking about all the time. You know? But it's been almost 3 hours. Y'all, I will come back on tonight. Follow me. I don't know where you follow me from. Did I share you my link, or where did you see me off of Facebook?
No. You know, I go on YouTube and I see who's live.
Oh, okay.
And then
follow me on
then
YouTube. I'll be back on later on tonight. I gotta go take care of some business. I know I've been on here a long time, but we were talking good. I enjoyed it too. I love when somebody got some sense. I love when we can sit and talk like grown folks, even if we beg a difference of certain things. I like to be transparent, and I ain't holding us no accountable no more about nothing.
It's all good.
I'm not doing it no more. You know what I mean? These people protect their people on all costs, and that's what we gotta. We have to start rocking and rolling the same way. And get on their ass and let them know, we ain't doing this. But however, we're gonna stand on 10 behind you till you get up out this rain. And if you ever do it again, we're gonna throw you to the shark.
That's right. I ain't gonna look back.
There you go. 10-4. Y'all have a great day. I think y'all is 153 of y'all in here. Twitter people, they be watching and chilling. But the other people
got some in the bushes too.
Oh yeah. They be watching. But tonight they be more a little active. You know what I mean? But I came on at 3 today because obviously I'm chilling. But I'm finna get up here. I gotta get some things together and stuff like that. And I've been on here a long time. It's 8 o'clock. I'll be back on a little later tonight, and I'll stay on like an hour or two, and I'll get my butt in bed for tomorrow because I got a lot of hustling to do with the school. So thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for coming in. I'm happy because people are starting to come in. People are starting to chat with me and stuff like that. This is like my 23rd stream. I used to be on TikTok, and TikTok started messing with my streams. So I just got off there. I ain't finna be talking like no kid. Like I can't say he got killed. I can't say all these words. I ain't finna do all that more. But y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Looking for a K-12 education that goes beyond the textbook, right from the comfort of home? Welcome to a new standard of online learning.
Beyond general education, our students dive into specialized virtual labs for real-world job readiness. Genealogy lab, historical lab, civil law, and our media and public speaking lab.
We prepare global citizens with immersive Spanish and French language tracks. And because we're proudly Florida-based and Step Up certified, Families can access the elite education through state scholarship programs. Diverse representation, academic excellence, and career readiness delivered entirely online, wherever you are. Secure your child's spot today. Secure your child's spot today. Visit our website to enroll.